Live from the Bren Event Center on the campus of UC Irvine in Irvine, California, it's the Primetime Basketball League. Today, the Miami Beach Kings take on the Los Angeles Superstars. Hi, everybody. Along with Rex Walters, Dave Popkin with you, along with Jack Brewer and Candy Hertz. We're just about set for action here at UC Irvine. Top of the hour, we will have tip-off the fourth and final game of the regular season here in the inaugural season in the Primetime Basketball League, and it's great to have you along. And Rex, let's talk a little bit about the first meeting between these teams a couple weeks ago in Miami. It was a real barn burner, 100-97. LA took the game, but they really had a fight.
They really did. Miami did a great job in terms of pick and roll offense, controlling tempo. Carlos Arroyo really controlled the game the entire time until about the last 3 minutes. I think LA has probably a little bit more talented of a roster, but the best teams don't always win. It's the teams that play the best together, and that's what Miami really wants to do. They don't have the same talent, but if they can put together a good game plan, control tempo, get quality shots, take care of the basketball, make LA guard multiple actions, they'll have a chance. And it is a rubber match. I know they were really disappointed coming away with the loss. Miami was in the last game. It's been a little while, but it's still in the back of their head.
Miami has Carlos Arroyo that you mentioned. He had a triple-double in that last game, 15 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists in the contest, and he will be a focus of the LA defense. And you talked about LA's experience, and I think that might be the difference. There are 18 former NBA players in this game, 11 of them on the LA roster, and it's dotted with all kinds of names you know, like Daniel Gibson and Meta World Peace. You go up and down the roster, Smush Parker, Earl Boykins, Devin Green, a lot of experience.
A lot of experience, a lot of talent. They can really shoot the basketball. They may not have the same size in terms of the thickness of Miami. Miami's going to kind of try to beat them up and really pound the glass, attack the basket, whereas LA can really shoot the basketball. And they started to find their game towards the end of that last one. So you're right. LA has the talent. The bottom line is they still have to make shots, and they got to be able to keep Miami off the glass. And if they can do that, I think the talent will take over. But that's why you play the game. And Carlos Arroyo, again, he really managed the game last time, gave themselves a great chance to get a W, and he'll be a big focal point again today.
Arroyo is still in great shape, an excellent shooter. He still owns a team in Puerto Rico. He plays on that team sometimes, and still in his prime. It looks like he can still play. So a good coaching matchup today that we want to mention. Miami has Tim Hardaway, the legend who had his number retired by the Miami Heat, by UTEP, etc. And on the other side, his former teammate, Mitch Richmond from the Golden State Warriors, will be co-coaching with Lamont Murray, the former Clippers star. So a lot of stars on the sidelines as well.
And again, a great experience for our players. Even though we've got some high-level guys, Tim Hardaway is a Hall of Famer in my book. He should be there already. Mitch Richmond is going to be a Hall of Famer if he isn't already. And then you've got some really good players. Obviously, Lamont Murray had a great career. And then Marcus Banks. So you've got some guys that Marcus looks like he still plays. So don't be surprised at halftime if things aren't going well. He looked like he could still play. But it's a great opportunity for these guys. It's a great opportunity for our fans to see great players, great knowledge. I worked with Timmy last year in Detroit. Got a great basketball mind. So it'll be fun for me to watch him coach today.
So you both worked under Stan Van Gundy with the Pistons. What kind of a coach is Tim Hardaway?
Well, Timmy's a no BS guy. He's going to tell you exactly the way he feels. He's got a great knowledge base in terms of understanding what it takes to be successful as a point guard, but as just a team in terms of managing teams. Because that's really what he did his entire career. He managed and coached teams on the floor. Now he just does it on the sideline. It's a little bit more difficult when he doesn't have the ball in his hands. But he's a great basketball mind.
Rex, let's give people the 30,000-foot view of what this Primetime Basketball League is. It's the inaugural season. This is the fourth game. There are just 4 teams that each play 2 games as a showcase to try to move along, and things are bullish right now for the league. The fans seem to like it. The players are very fan-friendly. They sign autographs afterwards on the court. There's interest to keep this thing going, perhaps in Europe and other countries that have interest in bringing these players that have so much NBA experience to their country.
Well, there's no question that Europe and any foreign country would love to see a guy like Meta World Peace, Amari Stoudemire, great players. And it's good basketball. The bottom line is every single game has been a good game, and this thing is going to continue to build and grow. I work at Nevada now. Armin Johnson ask me, hey, what's going on with the Primetime Basketball League? It's got a little bit of a buzz, and as you get further and further along, as this thing grows, more players are going to want to get involved, because this is a great way for them to still get a little bit of the spotlight, give something back to the fans, be around the fans, and play some really good basketball.
You mentioned Amari Stoudemire, and he played his first game in over a year last week for New York against Chicago. It was a narrow victory for New York, and Amari looked great. 21 points, 9 rebounds. He looked like, even in his later 30s, that he could bounce back into the league.
He really could. I mean, you saw him make adjustments over the course of the game. At first, he was trying to will himself to the basket. They were playing really physical. Then he started to square up. He's got to, once again, when you talk about the Primetime Basketball League, you're talking about guys that really, really understand how to play. Meta World Peace today is going to make adjustments. Amari made adjustments in that game. Got to the foul line. Got his team, the basketball in the paint to make plays for others, but also to stop the game, shoot some free throws, set your defense. And I think that was a big reason why they came away with the W.
Yeah, it was smart play by Stoudemire, and unselfishness. He had a great pass to the corner for a 3. You mentioned he got to the line 10 for 10 from the free throw line. And unlike some of the older players we've seen, he was getting up and jamming, and he was getting above the rim for rebounds, and he looks like he's in fantastic shape.
Great shape. You saw it the second he walked on the floor. This guy's in shape. He understands his body was toned. He had pop off the floor. He had quickness in other areas as well in terms of moving his feet in pick and roll offense, defense. He was really, really good and slid his feet. So I wouldn't be surprised if someone gave him a shot. I really did. And he brings, like I said, a great knowledge base. He's been through some wars. He'd be great in the locker room. He's not a high-maintenance guy by any means. He just came and worked the last game. It was really fun for me to watch.
So the 2 middle games here in Primetime Basketball, New York matched up against Chicago, and New York won 2 very close games, a 4-point game and a 3-point game. In their last contest, it was another great story because Charlie Bell, a guy that hadn't played much basketball, is coaching in the G League, stepped up and hit the game-winning 3.
Made big, big plays, and once again, you could see the coach on the floor. Maybe Charlie wasn't moving quite as well, but he understood where he needed to be, what shots needed to be taken, what plays need to be made, and yes, he made some big, big plays down the stretch.
And New York had good guard play. It helped them to their 2 victories. In the first game, Andre Barrett and Kenny Satterfield, both point guards, both had 20 points and were dishing the ball nicely. And then they stepped up in the next game, and they both scored in double figures. 6 players in double figures for New York. So these guys were sharing the ball.
Yeah, and they did. They got a big boost with Amari, but those guys made an adjustment over the course of the game. The ball was in their hands in the first one, but then you got Amari Stoudemire. They made some adjustments, and they got Sunday out of games. He played in that second game with them. So they didn't get quite as many reps, but still very efficient in their game, running their team, getting them in the offense, and making plays off the bounce.
Rex, we are here at UC Irvine. We're getting set for Miami versus LA in the final game of the season in the Primetime Basketball League. And this is quite an arena, the Bren Event Center, built during the 80s, but this place is gorgeous. It seats 5,000 for basketball, 6,000 for concerts, and they have a pretty good team that plays here.
Russ Turner does a great job here. I snuck around a little bit, saw their practice facility to see what they're working with. But
once a coach, always a coach.
Well, Russ does a great job. He's done a great job getting some bigs and it's really become a Big West powerhouse. And this is a great facility. They've got nice locker rooms. They've got a great weight room. And it's Irvine. I mean, this is pretty nice. You can walk outside. You don't need a jacket. You can put on a nice T-shirt, some shorts, and enjoy your day and play a little basketball, go to school.
Not too bad. They made the NCAA tournament here. The men's team did in 2015, and then the next year made the CIT final under Russ Turner. So basketball hotbed. Plus, the best nickname in college sports, the Anteaters here at UC Irvine. Candy and Jack are over there, and they're going to be grabbing some guests for us during this pregame show as the fans start to file in. Top of the hour tip-off between the Miami Beach Kings and the LA Superstars here in Irvine. And this has been a lot of fun. I really didn't know what to expect. They said NBA veterans, you know, some of these guys are a little older. These guys can go and play wherever they want. They can play in the G League, they can play overseas, they can make an NBA camp. Still a high level of talent in a game like this.
Well, that and also they get to network again. They get to be around other great players. Tim Hardaway this week, Sleepy Floyd last week, Mark Aguirre. So you get to be around guys that have been successful in their transition from basketball to the real world, and yet still have a chance to play the game that they love. So it's a great league. It's a great concept. It's something I've really enjoyed over these 4 weeks.
PrimetimeBL.com is the website if you want to learn more about the league. If you want to interact with us on social media, please do. Hashtag PrimetimeBL and hashtag Let's Run It Back. And let's send it over now to the sidelines. It looks like Jack Brewer is standing by with a special guest.
We are here on the sideline in California with Boobie Gibson. Boobie, how does it feel to be back on the court?
Man, it's lovely, man. Just the opportunity to play and compete. And just get out here and have a good time, man. I'm looking forward to the opportunity again.
I was watching you in pregame, man, and I think you took about 20 shots one time, and I think 19 of them went in the bucket. So is that anything that we're going to see today? I mean, you look like you're pretty hot in pregame warm-up.
That's one thing about that jump shot. It don't never go nowhere. And for me, all it takes is one. So if I make one, you might get ready for some fireworks.
Now, this is a rematch. You know, you got him the first time. What's going to happen tonight? What are the keys to victory, brother?
Well, I think the same thing is going to happen, but I know they'll be a little more prepared this time. We all know what to expect. So it'll probably be a highly competitive game. And we'll see who wins. May the best man win.
I love it. Good luck. You heard it. I tell you, I watched Boobie in pregame warm-up, and I've never seen a man hit that many jump shots in a row in pregame. So hopefully there's more to come. Back to you, fellas.
Okay, Jack, thanks so much. And Daniel Gibson, just one of many in this game that has played in the NBA Finals, played in the playoffs, multiple years of experience. I mean, this is a guy that left basketball for a rap career. And I guess he had enough money that he could do whatever he wanted. And he's such a shooter and such an option for this LA team, as he was for the Cavs.
Well, that's the thing about the Primetime Basketball League is these guys have put in the reps. So now shooting a jump shot's like walking to them. It's an effortless thing as you watch these guys, as these young kids get to watch our guys work out, warm up before the game, and then play. They get to see how effortless it looks. But the bottom line is they put in so much time and effort over the course of their life that, yeah, it's become second nature. It's like walking to them. So it's great for our young fans to see that kind of dedication. When the basketball gets your blood, it never leaves you.
Well, you would know. Still
I played
coaching.
a little bit. Yeah, I played a little bit. I had a good run.
Played a little bit and coached a lot of bit, and happy to have you with us here. Now, there's another coach that's playing in this game, Meta World Peace. He's a player development coach for the Lakers G League team, and still in good enough shape that he wants to continue playing. And he's an interesting character, a guy that went from a bad boy early in his career when he played at St. John's, known as Ron Artest, changed his name to Meta World Peace, and he won the Citizenship Award, the J. Walter Kennedy Citizenship Award in the NBA, and was a treasured veteran on some good playoff teams down the stretch late in his career.
Really valued guy that could guard multiple positions. And you're right. Meta maybe had some difficult times over the course of the season, but he learned from those things. He's made himself better. The guys love to be around him. I just watch him in the sidelines talking to guys, communicating and coaching, you know, because he's been through so much, and he's really come out of that thing. Such a great example for this league and for our players.
Take a look down the Miami roster. One guy that LA might have some problems with is Johan Petro, longtime NBA player, 7-footer, and you talked about the beef on that Miami front line and their rebounding and their defense. Petro was a big reason why.
He really was. He does a great job in pick and rolls. He's a rim protector defensively. He puts pressure on the rim in pick and roll offense, and he sets a big time screen. That's what really got Carlos Arroyo going in the first game and allowed them to control tempo. So that's going to be a big key for Miami. Can they control tempo? Can they put bodies on people and make LA feel their presence? LA didn't like it for 3 quarters, but then they started to make some shots. So there's a lot of things that are going to go into this game, but Johan Petro is a big piece of the puzzle for Miami.
Who just joining us, Dave Popkin and Rex Walters. Jack Brewer is on the sidelines along with Candy Hurst for UC Irvine for Miami versus LA in the Primetime Basketball League, the inaugural season. A tip-off just after the top of the hour today. LA won the first game, an exciting contest, 100-97 down at the University of Miami in the first week of the season, and up and down they went. Now, we talk about the coaching matchup in this one. Tim Hardaway against Mitch Richmond, 2 former guys that were in that run TMC, as they called it, back in the day as Don Nelson tried to kind of recreate basketball. And that was really a trend-setting team. I mean, they didn't win the NBA Finals, but they were a playoff team They're a winning team, certainly an exciting team for the Warriors, and a lot of teams play like that now with that free-flowing style.
No question, a lot of 5-out. When Manute Bol is standing out on the three-point line shooting threes, creating space for great players like Tim Hardaway, like Mitch Richmond, like Chris Mullen, it changed the way a lot of people looked at the game, and it's very similar to what you see today. 5 outs, open space, pick and rolls with great shooting, and that's what the Warriors really started. So with Mitch and Timmy, someone's probably buying dinner tonight. So there's going to be some bad blood for a couple hours, but then they're great friends, great competitors, great players that people in California, especially in the Bay Area where I'm from, they really enjoyed those great teams in Golden State.
And they both had coaching experience over the last few years. We mentioned Tim Hardaway was an assistant for several years for Stan Van Gundy in Detroit, and Mitch Richmond is an assistant for his buddy Chris Mullen, who we just talked about at St. John's. They're going to have a good team this year, probably picked in the top half of the Big East. Shamori Pons, likely the player of the year in the Big East. It's taken them a couple of years to get it together and to get the right pieces, but it looks like they might have a big year.
It's a great year for Chris because it takes a while to turn a program around to fit the personality of your coach. And Chris Mullen was a great worker. High IQ, intelligence, just a great player. So for his players and for him to recruit the kind of players that fit him, but also for them to make changes over the course of their time with him. Now St. John's is back, and I think Chris is really excited about this team.
One guy I'd like to talk about, Rex, is Gary Forbes. We saw him the last 2 weeks here in the Primetime Basketball League. And for some of these guys, they just want to keep playing. They like to play basketball. Maybe it's a showcase to go overseas, but for a guy like Gary Forbes, he's still young enough that he could bounce into the league, and he was impressive.
He is a 3-and-D guy, but I thought he even showed some stuff off the bounce last week. He really has worked on his game. I've coached against him, and that's what he was when I saw him. 3-and-D guy, but he's got great length, athleticism, can shoot the basketball, understands team defense, and can guard. And those are things, if you're looking for an 8, 9, 10 guy, you want a guy that can defend his position, maybe defend 1 or 2 more, and can shoot the basketball. And Gary Forbes proved that he could do that.
Let's send it over now to Candy Hertz, who has a guest.
I am with a bunch of little legends here right now. These guys have got the best seats in the house. Boys, are we happy to be here today? Yes. You look like you're loving the music and the pregame, which is fun. I've got my new little buddy Nick here. Now, Nick, you're really excited to be here today. Tell me who you've seen out here before.
I've seen Ronaldo Bachman, Meta World Peace, and I have seen Tony Farmer.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Who are you most excited to see again today?
I'm really excited to see Meta World Peace.
Oh, now you're a little baller yourself. Give it a little shout out to your team.
Shout out to Main Streets Basketball.
Yeah, shout out to these boys. And what position do you play?
I play shooting guard.
Shooter. Now, have you been to a game yet, one of our games?
No, I have not.
You have no idea how much fun it's going to be. Did you know that at the end of the game, all of you guys can come down onto the court and get something signed?
I did not know that.
Yeah, excited about that?
Yes.
Awesome. These guys are a bunch of legends. I'm going to give them all 5, and then I'm going to head back to you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, legends. Back to you guys. Straight back to you.
Okay, looks like you're having fun over there, Candy, as usual. Rex, one of the players that her young friend mentioned is Ronaldo Bachman. And he had significant NBA experience, obviously, with the Knicks a couple times. And between him and Ricky Davis, those are a couple good forwards that could not only play defense, but stretch the LA defense.
Stretch the LA defense. Ricky Davis is a great athlete as well. Ronaldo can post up, play in pick and roll, pick and pop, and really he gives them a guy that's been through the war. So adding Ricky Davis was a big one, and you got to expect big things from Petra, who we already talked about, and definitely Ronaldo Bachman. Those guys need to play well today in order to give them their team the best chance of winning.
All right, Rex. Looks like Jack is standing by with a couple of the leaders of the Primetime Basketball League. Go ahead, Jack.
We are with the 2 men who run this league, Primetime Basketball, with Mr. John Askew and the legend himself, Mr. Byron Scott. Byron, we are in California. It's your backyard. How's it feel, man?
It feels great. You know, John and I started on this quest a couple of years ago, and to see this thing come to fruition and the 4 games that we've talked about putting together and now seeing it actually happen, getting to this stage, we're extremely happy about where it is and where it's headed. But obviously, I couldn't be more prouder to be having the last game, the conclusion of this preseason here in Los Angeles?
It's pretty incredible. I mean, I've been here since the first game, and being able to be a part and see this team grow. It seems like the guys came back this week in even better shape than they were 2 weeks ago. So, really, what does it mean for these players? I mean, you can just see the look on their faces. These guys are ready to play. I mean, you've been a former player, obviously. You're a great coach, Hall of Famer. Talk to us a little bit about what this league means to these guys.
Well, again, when we set out to do this, John and I talked about 3 things that we felt was important for these guys. Number one, we want to keep them relevant, keep them over here in the States. Number 2, they get a chance to continue to brand their name. And number 3 is to transition from basketball, to life in general. So, those are the 3 elements that we've been talking about from day one. I think the players are enjoying it. They love that, that competitive nature that they have. They love going out there and competing. But again, it's just trying to give them that stepping stone to keep playing the game that they love, but also start looking towards the future.
John, I've been able to watch your amazing vision as this league has come together and come to fruition over all these years of hard work. I walk in today and I see Tim Hardaway, one of your close friends, coaching today. Man, it's got to feel good. Talk to us a little bit about what it was like to get this league to this point.
Well, Jack, as you know, anytime you're trying a startup, it's always going to have its challenges. And one of the things, the hardest challenge that we had to overcome was getting guys to accept the fact of this type of league, because most of them had resigned to the fact that they weren't going to have an opportunity to extend their careers. So for that buy-in process was very important and strategic for us to get done first. And then after that, Jack, was obviously to try to show that this has the opportunity to go to next steps and help guys transition, which is our message. Our message is truly about transition and about helping guys get prepared, with programs such as the ones that you run with the NBA program for former professional athletes as well as entertainers. That's just one particular area, where we want to exceed and help these guys.
It seems like more and more people, more and more companies and folks are getting involved with this league. What can we expect to see in the future? Where are we going?
Well, Jack, what we want to do, obviously, during the showcase game, we show that we can do this here. And we've actually proven that there's a market for basketball in the summer. That was an experience that we didn't know would work, and we see that can work. We are going to immediately, right after we finish this game, and it's kind of a sad situation to be finishing after we started just 4 weeks ago, but we're already into moving forward in the future. And the biggest thing that we're going to focus on right after this is opportunity to take this internationally. As you know, Jack, we've been contacted from several different countries as of even today through some of your resources to take this thing internationally. So we've perfected what we can do here. It can always get better here, but in terms of taking this internationally is a big goal for us as the next step.
Thank you. Byron, last and final question, man. Having someone like yourself at the helm gives this league so much credibility. Do you expect to see more and more big-name people, influencers come on board to this league?
Well, we would like to get some former players involved, but I got 2 of my former teammates coming tonight, A.C. Green and D. Fisher. I want them to see what we're doing and give them the opportunity if they want to get involved in some capacity, because we know what it's all about. We've been in this game along with John and myself for a long time, so we know the pitfalls of playing this game of basketball, especially for guys, that retire from the NBA. A lot of times those guys go broke after 4 years, and that's something that we want to make sure that doesn't continuously happen to our guys. So this is very important to us, and I think the guys that are coming tonight that's going to get a chance to see this game are going to be, they're going to be happy about what they see. It's going to be fun.
Very exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, Primetime Basketball League, y'all watch it, support it. There's a lot more to come, and these 2 incredible men are going to lead the way. Back to you, fellas.
Okay, Jack, thanks a lot. And we're excited for this one as well, mainly because one of the gentlemen that's standing right here next to us warming up is a dynamo. He's unbelievable. He's the 2nd shortest player in NBA history after Muggsy Bogues. He posts up against Muggsy. He is Earl Boykins, and he's 42 years old. He played for 9 different NBA teams, a couple of them 2 different times because he was that kind of teammate, that kind of playmaker, and he did a good job in the first matchup between these 2 teams.
He was a big reason why Arroyo struggled a little bit towards the end. He's a bulldog. Earl Boykins is a bulldog. He's going to come at you, put pressure on you offensively by attacking you, but also picking up full court, making you change directions offensively. I had to play against Earl. He's a good player, and there's a reason why he lasted so long. He can score it, he can pass it, he runs his team, and defensively, he can cause havoc, and that's what he really did. And that was the difference, I thought, in that game back in Miami.
You look at the Miami roster, and they have 7 NBA players, and they also have guys with significant overseas experience. You walk around that locker room, and there's a guy like Will Frisbee, who's played 2 good games in this league already. Mo Evans, who used to be the VP of the NBA Players Association, had a very long career in the NBA. These are heady guys that know how to play.
They really are. I mean, there's a reason why you play in the NBA. The NBA really is, it's the cream of the crop. For whatever reason, guys will fall on the wayside. These guys, especially the 7 over in Miami, what they've done is they just kept going up and forward in their career. And yeah, they're on maybe the twilight, but they still have so much to offer. And guys like Mo Evans, Will Frisbee, Johan Petrov, those guys understand what it takes to compete at a high level. And I think it's great for our fans to see Earl Boykins. A lot of times they're looking up at all the players. With Earl, a lot of these kids will have a chance to look down and say, hey, if this guy can make it, so can I. I just got to put in the time and effort.
Talked about Amari Stoudemire and how well he played last week for New York, probably the biggest star in this league. But Boykins and Arroyo playing in this game, maybe 2 of the better players at this point. Andre Barrett, we saw, did a great job. Arroyo had a triple-double the first time these teams met. Obviously going to be a focus of the LA defense in this contest. Tim Hardaway is going to know how to utilize him. They were both in Miami for a while.
They were. The tough thing, though, is Mitch has already coached the game in this league, understands probably the team better than Timmy does, so he's got a little bit of advantage. Saying all that, when you coach 82 games in the NBA like Tim Hardaway has for the last 4 years, he'll make the adjustment really, really quickly. But from the onset, I do think that Mitch has a little bit of advantage at the start of the game. The bottom line is these guys are going to be put in position to be successful. They're going to have great focus in terms of what they're trying to execute offensively. Not going to be overly complicated, but just getting the ball where it needs to go. That's what great coaching does, and that's what Mitch and Tim will do today.
One of the things that I like about this Primetime Basketball League, you don't see it as much in the NBA. You do see it with some colleges, with Kansas and some others, that bring the players out on the court after the game, and they have legitimate conversations and selfies and autographs, and they interact with the kids, and that's creating a connection.
There's no question. And like I said, these kids get to stand next to former NBA greats, guys that have been at the top. I think there's a stat that there's only 5,000 people in the world ever that have played in the NBA in the history of the world. They get to stand next to these guys, shake their hands, and our guys in this primetime basketball, they want to be out there with them. They want to spend the time. They want to give back and be a part of these young kids' life, even if it's for just 5 minutes. It's just spending quality time. So that's a really cool thing, cool experience.
Getting set for the national anthem here in a moment at the Bren Event Center. We're on the campus of UC Irvine in Irvine, California. We've already had games in Miami, in Chicago, and at Rutgers for the New York team as they hosted last week. Miami lost the first game against LA 100-97. LA had a 5-turnover margin advantage in that one. Miami had a 16-rebound advantage in that contest. And it looks like we're just about set for the anthem here at UC Irvine.
Can everybody please stand and remove their caps as pop opera singer Sharice Mills, accompanied by guitarist Bruce Acoustic, leads us in our national anthem.
What's
Your starting lineup for first off for the Miami Beach Kings. Give it up for power forward, Derek Byers. Point guard, Carlos Arroyo. Small forward, YD. Forward, Marcus Hubbard. Center, Ronaldo Balkman. Small forward, Maurice Evans. Center, Johan Petro. Point guard, Cheyenne Jackson. Power forward, Will Frisbee. And your small forward, Ricky Davis. And your coaches for the Miami Beach Kings, Tim Hardaway Sr. and Marcus Banks. And now, for your Los Angeles superstars, shooting guard, Smush Parker. Shooting guard, Kareem Rush. Guard, Daniel Gibson. Point guard, Earl Boykin. Guard, Devin Green. Small forward, Meta World Peace. Small forward, Jihan Thompson. Center, Brian Cook. Power forward, Tony Farmar. Power forward, Michael Sweetley. And shooting guard, Corey Williams. Your coaches, Mitch Richmond and LeVar Burton. Let's give it up for your Los Angeles superstars.
We're live at the Brent Event Center on the campus of UC Irvine. Ceremonial tip here with the Primetime Basketball League CEO, former Lakers star Byron Scott, out there with Will Frisbee and Brian Cook. And now we can get underway. Some real basketball here at UCI. 18 players of this game have played in the NBA, some significantly. 11 of them on the LA roster. We'll see if that makes a difference here tonight. Miami is wearing green, and LA is wearing gold with the white trim for this one. Jack is standing by with the head coach of Miami, Tim Hardaway.
We are here on the sideline with the legend, Tim Hardaway. Tim, you're battling Mitch Richmond. You used to battling back in the day.
All the time.
What's going to happen tonight?
We're going to win. I'm going to have bragging rights over him, and he just going to have to take it.
All right, y'all hear it? Tip-off is about to begin here with Tim Hardaway. Tim, we'll be back to interview a little bit more.
All right, thank you.
Good luck, Coach. Back to you, fellas.
Okay, Jack, one of the all-time greats in college basketball and the NBA, had his number 10 retired by UTEP and by the Miami Heat, of course. Played for other NBA teams like the Golden State Warriors, and a great get for the Primetime Basketball League to have Tim as one of the coaches.
Biggie Smalls. He was small, but he made every big shot for us in Miami. He was a great teammate. I always loved going back to Golden State because years later, even as a coach, he would get a standing ovation every time his name was called, which I thought was really cool. So it's great to have him today.
5-time All-Star, 4 times on either the first or second All-NBA team. So Miami going to take advantage of his knowledge today. LA wins the tip. That is Smush Parker with the headband. Off to Brian Cook. Smush left open for 3. And Will Frisbee clears the rebound. We are underway. Carlos Arroyo running the point for the Miami Beach Kings. Frisbee dishing behind the back.
That'll be a big key for LA to keep Miami off the glass with their size.
Meta World Peace in the post with Ronaldo Balkman on him. And the lay-in for Kareem Rush.
So this will be about speed versus size and strength. That'll be a big key to this game.
See Earl Boykins at 5'5" guarding the basketball. Frisbee gives it outside. That J is good for Ricky Davis, the former Iowa star.
It's just great pace getting to the next play, moving the ball quickly to get a quality shot.
Smush Parker for 3. Going to find his shot in the early going. Arroyo with Boykins hounding him. Davis makes the extra pass, and that is good from the corner.
That's twice for Ricky Davis, making the easy play, getting an open shot for his teammate.
Yakuba Diawara, the 35-year-old from Paris, hitting that jumper. Miami leads it 4-2. Kareem Rush off the mark. Balkman with the rebound. Poked away. Good D there by Meta.
And very similar to the first game. LA's going to depend on one-on-one and three-point shooting, and I think Miami's really going to try to move the basketball and play the right way.
Diawara able to trigger it in, and that jumper good for Davis.
Ricky Davis was a heck of a scorer, heck of an athlete back in the day. It's good to see him out here.
12 years in the NBA, averaged almost 14 points per game over his career. Cook off the mark. Davis. Got to slip it in there to Balkman. Cook. Parker, 2.
Now Arroyo and Ricky Davis made a mistake going after the steal in the backcourt. They got to get back.
Will Frisbee, the former University of Miami star, off to Miami resident Carlos Arroyo. Frisbee gets the roll.
All you young point guards out there, just watch Carlos Arroyo as he brings the ball up, head up, looking to make plays, trying to get the ball going, get the offense moving.
6 different NBA teams for Arroyo, including Utah, Detroit, Miami, Boston. Rush trying to feed world peace in the post. And a foul call against Will Frisbee. The officials, Colbert Galliano, Julian McFadden, and Joseph Yeoman.
Frisbee both last week and this week taking the challenge of taking the other team's best players. Last week with Amari, this week with Meta.
World Peace misses that one. These guys trying to hug each other near the free throw line. Frisbee with a blocking foul against Meta World Peace. They were really putting some world peace into effect there with a hug at the free throw line.
Well, Frisbee was trying to seal early, and Meta just jumped on his back. Got the foul call.
World Peace pulling his way in, and he's fouled again by Frisbee, who has 3 fouls in the last 30 seconds.
That's a situation where you've got a former All-Star, a 16th pick in the draft, champion. You know, Will Frisbee's a good player, but he doesn't have the same type of rep that Meta World has, especially being in LA.
So Meta World Peace out the line with his team down by 4. Another free throw coming for the former St. John star. World Peace has a brand management company now. He manages various music artists. And he's the player development coach for the G League team, the South Bay Lakers. Miami with the ball by 3. Arroyo directing traffic. Frisbee trying to get even here. Oh, jeez. Balkman falls. Frisbee is fouled. He'll be shooting 2. Basket does not count. Balkman hit the deck hard.
I mean, Cook went for the shot fake and just landed on Balkman. And there was no foul called. It's gotten physical really quickly.
That's how they roll. Frisbee now 37 years old, from Long Island originally. Played for a while for Fort Wayne in the G League.
And I don't know who's hurt worse right now. Like, they're both kind of just trying to check their bodies. Brian Cook landed on him, and Balkman got landed on, and I think both of them are a little banged up, a little shook up.
Rex, the question I have for you is, if Frisbee's Fort Wayne Mad Ants play the UC Irvine Anteaters, who wins?
The G League teams are pretty good, but it'd be a heck of a battle.
Cook hits a 3. Brian Cook, the longtime NBA veteran with 5 teams, knocking it down. Arroyo finds Davis. Frisbee fighting on the glass. And Balkman lost it. LA ball.
LA's going to have to gang rebound. You're talking about Balkman, big body. You're talking about Ricky Davis, athletic. Whereas Brian Cook's a finesse pick and pop 5 in this league. He's going to have to do a great job of being able to keep Balkman off the glass. They got lucky. LA got lucky because now Frisbee has to go out the game with 3 fouls.
Miami by 1. Earl Boykins in LA with the basketball. Boykins at 17 points, 5 assists the last time these teams met. It was a 3-point win for LA. Cook again. Rebounded by Davis. Miami looking to run. Diawara, Bachman, nice give and go.
Miami's doing a good job. They're just switching down the line. 5-on-5, just keeping the ball out in the paint.
Boykins for 3, that's good. The little big man.
40 years old, and he's still playing with great pace. Stop on a dime for 3.
Arroyo's deep one will not fall. Boykins with a rebound. Good dish inside, and Cook for 2.
And that's just Boykins pushing the ball in transition, getting his team out so he can run and get some easy ones.
Devin Green with that pass. Play for the Hampton Pirates. That's 2. Ricky Davis really feeling it here in the early going. We are tied at 13. Deep 3 is good for Meta World Peace.
Pretty good offense right there by Meta. They're handling these switches pretty well.
Diawara, good head fake, and the 2.
This is very similar to the first game. They're playing, both teams playing with great pace, moving the basketball, moving their bodies. Fun to watch.
Diawara played locally at Pepperdine, up the road in Malibu. That 3 is good. Meta World Peace.
It's a tough matchup. He can post you, now he can pick and pop. Meta World Peace caused a lot of problems offensively.
Jumper won't go for Bachman, but saved at the baseline. Another jumper for Ricky Davis, who hits from outside.
Ricky's a great example of a great athlete that now is really showing his skill set and intelligence. Doesn't jump the same, doesn't move the same. Goodness gracious, he's efficient.
High scoring start here as Kareem Rush hits for LA. Arroyo and the push by Brian Cook. Changes here for LA as Meta World Peace is going to take a rest. Cook will also. Michael Sweetney is in the game, the former Georgetown star. They'll have a few subs coming in. Let's listen to the LA bench and see what adjustments they are going to make. Miami leading at 22-19. The LA co-coaches Lamont Murray and Mitch Richmond. That's Richmond in the foreground here. White shirt.
One thing the switching has done really caused LA to move the ball quicker, not try to just settle for isolation. Make quick attack moves or move it, get those guys in closeouts because you have mismatches.
Miami huddle and Tim Hardaway.
The ball on the floor. All right? Do we know who we're in for? All right, cool. All right, I think you're still in, Rick. Let's get some, on this next time down, I can set another pitch.
Good coaching by Tim Hardaway there, leaving Ricky Davis in the game.
Yeah, leaving him in, leave the hot hand in. The other thing is getting to LA shooters. They're shooting catch and shoot threes and they're closing out short. They're not going to be able to do that. And Timmy's great point, make them put the ball on the floor really without leaving. You got to close hard so they have to bounce it instead of just catch and shoot warm-up jumpers.
Bunch of changes here, Rex, for LA as Michael Sweetney comes in. Dijon Thompson, the former UCLA star. Stealing a lay-in for Devin Green.
You got to take care of the basket, be sure with it.
Former Laker briefly, Devin Green. Arroyo has it stolen. It's Green again. And it's showtime.
Really caught by Booby Gibson. Just great hand activity. Gets a deflection, slows the pass so that Green can get the steal and layup.
Wide open three. Will not go.
Shoot, Sweetney moves pretty well for a guy his size.
Sweetney out to Daniel Gibson. And Sweetney for two.
That's called playing through the rim. Gibson not only attacks the basket, but gets through the rim so he can make the late bounce pass for the layup.
Los Angeles by three. Arroyo. And a foul underneath against Miami.
The only thing you wonder, and we had this a little bit with the Miami game, is just the long flight. When they got out here, how their legs feel. Those things take a toll on your body. 3-hour time change, 5-hour flight.
See if it's a difference for a guy like Sweetney who lives in Washington, D.C. Gibson. And that three is good. Dijon Thompson.
He is your skilled pick and pop four right there.
Shane Ganson in, along with Marcus Hubbard for Miami. That's Hubbard with the ball. Hubbard for two.
Right now it's a 3 versus 2 game. Last time I checked, he's worth more than 2.
You're a math major? That's the trend. Shoot a lot of threes. Shane Ganson dribbling over by AC Green, who's here watching this one from courtside. Former Byron Scott teammate on the Showtime Lakers.
Timmy's going after the pick and rolls versus Sweetney to see if he can move his feet. Sweetney's done a pretty good job.
Traveling on Booby Gibson. Both teams going to the bench here late in the first quarter. LA leading by 4. Final game of the regular season here in the Primetime Basketball League, our inaugural season. We've seen some exciting games. Every game has been decided by 4 points or fewer. Johan Petro for 2.
Big fella with the pick and pop stretch 5 action for Miami. Only a 2 again. They get 2.
7-footer, played for 4 different NBA teams. Sweetney lost it, but Gibson left open for 3. And he is knocked down.
That's just what you can't do. You want to chase guys off the line. You don't want to foul them on the line.
Foul called against Marcus Hubbard, who's an interesting story. Played for 7 different G League teams. I don't know if I've ever heard of them before.
I met him in Miami. He was really excited about the opportunity to be out here and play against some great players. So he's going to give you all he's got. This is really his chance to play against some of those NBA guys on a bigger stage.
Booby Gibson for 2. Played for the Cleveland Cavaliers between 2006 and 2013. Played in the NBA Finals with LeBron.
Yeah, he's upset. He should have shot 3 free throws.
He only gave him 2. He knocked them both down. Shane Ganson for 2.
And this is a game for Shane because he's a guy, too. Didn't play in the NBA, but this is a stage for him to prove to himself he can play with these guys.
Played for 6 different teams in the D League and overseas. And the leaner will not go. What's the call here?
Shot clock issue.
Okay, they will reset it here to 12-19 on the game clock in this first quarter. LA leading by 2. They're wearing gold if you're just joining us. Miami in green. gives it to inbound. Might get it right back. Sundiata Gaines. Gaines with 3 on the shot clock. And he did not get it off before the timer, Dijon Thompson.
See, that's a situation where a guy takes a charge, they don't get fouled, but you don't get demoralized, you just keep playing. So many times when that happens, the team gets a stop.
2 seconds left, and a foul is called. Mo Evans looks like he'll be headed to the line for 2. Good to see Sundiata Gaines out there. He looked like he might have been injured and not playing in this one early on in warm-ups, but he's suited up, and he made a big difference for LA in their victory in week 1 with 23 points, 8 rebounds.
No, he's still a high-level athlete, younger than some of the other players. Can really attack the basket and make plays off the bounce.
Derek Byers is actually the free throw shooter here. Former Vandy star.
29-30, just go 0.5 seconds left.
He's played in 8 different countries. Derek Byers. And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. As we expected, an even matchup, and we are tied at 30, Miami and Los Angeles after the first quarter here at UC Irvine.
It's actually some pretty good defense. You talk about the 30 points, but 2 steals for breakaway layups by LA. The shooting, I mean, they're really forcing Miami into closeouts, and Miami's making an adjustment in terms of their closeouts. These guys aren't feeling themselves out in this game. They're attacking each other both on the offensive and defensive side of the ball.
They've got it all here at the Primetime Basketball League. Dance team, and autographs after the game for the fans. They have a DJ, some celebrities here on the Hollywood seats. AC Green, Derek Fisher, and others in attendance. We saw Sleepy Floyd a couple weeks ago.
People like those courtside seats. They kind of dress out a little bit for those courts, especially in LA. And that's always, as an NBA player, like who you're going to see in the front row today. You get to see AC Green. I thought I saw the old Pacer, and not Antonio Davis, but Dale Davis. I think Dale Davis is here. I saw him. Obviously, Byron Scott's in the front row. I think I saw a Real Housewife of Real NBA wives, something like that. I don't know. I'm not totally great with that stuff.
All right, Candy is standing by with a special guest. Go ahead.
All right, guys, I'm sick of being the shortest person in this broadcast team now, so I'm up on some chairs next to my very short friend here. How are you doing, Cook?
Doing good. We've been playing an excellent game right now. We're up by 10, and we're hoping to keep the momentum.
What do you think? Great first quarter?
I thought we played really well. We played good defense. I know they're going to come on, give a run this next quarter, and we're expecting it, so we're going to have to play good D.
Yeah, you think it's D that you're going to have to play. That's going to be the thing that's going to get you guys through. All right. Now, 16 points last time you came against these guys. You're on 5 at the moment. Are we going to get more than 16 this game?
You know what? We're just trying to win the game. I think if we play a team game and we play together, keep on passing the ball, we'll come out with the W.
Awesome. Well, let's see what's going to happen in a big second quarter. Back to you guys.
Okay, Candy, thanks a lot. I think Brian Cook might need some contacts or rec specs or something because we are tied at 30. Los Angeles and Miami. He's off to a good start for a big man. He has a good touch from outside.
He really does. He stretches the floor. He's now a pick and pop 5. You know, he has to make shots against this Miami team because of their size and ability to get on the glass.
Former first-round pick of the Lakers in 03 out of Illinois. Played for 5 different NBA teams. Petro does not get the roll. Hubbard is rejected from behind by Tony Farmer, the longtime veteran.
So Dijon Thomas is upset because he thought he got pushed in the back. Tony Farmer's upset because he thought he got a clean block. Marcus Hubbard's upset because he had a chance for a layup. It took too long to get it off. So a lot of smiles, but there's a little internal upsettedness, if that's even a word. I don't know if that's a word or not.
I'll look it up.
Okay, thank you.
Hubbard hits the free throw. It says no.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured.
He was fouled by Tony Farmer, who is an intriguing story. He's playing on his 32nd team.
Wow.
It's a lot of basketball.
The good thing is that means a lot of people wanted him. That's the good thing about that.
Right.
I'm always a glass half full guy.
Along with the eternal optimist, Rex Walters, Dave Popkin with you, Jack Brewer and Candy Hertz are with us here in LA.
Nice pro cut, tight curl lob play, just mishandled the ball. It's a good play out of a timeout by Mr. Mitch Richmond.
Miami by 2. They have the basketball. Shane Ganson running the point. Going to feed the big guy, Johan Petro. Rebounded by Gibson. Stolen. Hubbard. Looked like he was fouled. Ganson follows it up.
Ref is claiming hand is part of the ball. I don't know if I agree.
Devin Green off to Smush Parker. Smush with a good look. Parker left open for 3. He's 0 for 3 from downtown. And it goes off of LA.
Actually a really good offensive possession by LA. Just came up short on the shot. Great ball movement. Puts him into a lot of closeout situations.
.8:45 left in the first half. Ganson uses the screen. Hubbard lost it on a big pile-up. Petro saves it. It's like bumper cars out there. Demolition derby. And the lay-in for Thompson.
Guys are definitely going to get on the floor. They still have that built-in habit of sacrificing their body to get possession of the ball.
Tim Hardaway calls time. Each team has 2 fouls and 1:30 per half here in the Primetime Basketball League. They play the G League / WNBA rules. 4 10-minute quarters. 6 fouls disqualify you. 18 NBA players in this game, 11 of them on the LA roster. And Jack is standing by with one of our players.
We are live right here with Mr. Gaston on the sideline. You guys pick it up a little bit. I see you on the floor hustling. Well, give us your thoughts.
Yeah, we just all trying to get our second win going, trying to get a little groove. Once we all get that groove, I'm sure we'll find our function.
So we're coming up now, 8 minutes left. What's the key right now for you guys to pull this thing off in this first half?
It's more so these next 3 minutes, just maintaining and being solid down to the last 5 minutes and controlling the lead or staying close as much as you can going into half.
Good luck. Keep on grinding, man.
Awesome, thank you.
Back to you, fellas. Games get more competitive.
All right, Jack, it is. Ganson is sharing the point guard duties with Carlos Arroyo right now for Miami. There's your buddy, Coach Hardaway, drawing something up.
He likes to run the little pro cut, floppy action. It's a Miami Heat, Detroit Pistons standard. We all run that. He wants to make sure that coming out of a timeout, we're organized, we get to a set and get the ball where it needs to go.
For the fans that don't know what that is, what's the floppy?
Floppy is just basically a single double for your shooting guard. He can come off either direction, come off, look to kill, catch, and shoot. If he doesn't get it, he can go side, pick and roll, or step up, pick and roll.
Ganson running the point here for Miami. They're up by 2. Diawara trying to find a man in the back door. Byers. Tony Farmer picked it off. Earl Boykins back in running the point for LA, and their co-coaches Mitch Richmond and Lamont Murray. Parker still trying to find the deep range.
Miami is doing a better job of getting to shooters.
Byers finds a man. That's to Mo Evans.
Great pass by Byers to see him. Had a 3-point look. Saw a better one in Mo Evans cutting to the basket.
Evans, the former NBA player for 7 different teams, was the vice president of the NBA Players Association. Always a heady player.
Kind of those prototypical body type, 6'5", 6'6" shooting guard that can slash and create for himself.
Played recently in Greece and Italy. Boykins. Tipped out to Parker. Smush. Oh, follow jam. Devin Green. A lot
lot of times the penetration, even on a missed layup, what it does is it just causes confusion in your matchups after the shot. So great job by LA to not give up on the play.
Green found somebody coming back up the floor, so Miami will take it out at midcourt. Fixing the scoreboard here. 7:17 left in the second quarter. Need to reset the shot clock, and Miami on top 37-34. Ricky Davis had a hot shooting start for the Beach Kings to keep them in this thing. Derek Byers and foul.
A great shot fake, lifted Green up. Then he could attack and created the contact to get the foul.
Green got him.
It's a great teaching point for players. Like on the catch, you should be ready to shoot every single time. That's one way you can get your defensive player to make a mistake and get out of stance.
Byers trying to feed Gadsden, posting up on the little guy for old Boykins. Boykins has had to deal with that his whole career. Gadsden misses.
And that's why he's got great reps at being a post defender, because every team thinks they can post them, and they really can't.
Meta world peace, a forced shot, but fouled by Diawara.
6:50, 34-37 is your score.
Boykins, I think he actually gets excited when teams try to post him up. He gets reps at it every team he plays against, whereas teams don't post up their shooting guards. So you're really playing in Earl Morgan's favor. You know what I mean? Like, he's a tough little sucker.
Yeah, he's so quick, too. He can just get around and steal it, poke it away. World Peace knocking down the free throw. One more coming for Meta, who played for the Bulls, the Pacers, the Kings, the Rockets, the Lakers, and the Knicks. Averaged over 13 points. And really noted for his defense, a four-time all-defensive player in the NBA. Green with another steal. Parker, 4 on 3. Smush Parker.
Great body control. He gets back to his right hand.
LA retakes the lead. Here's Evans. Evans from deep. Tipped in. Beautiful. Derek Byers. Green from 15.
Definitely some up and down basketball going on right there.
It's a documentary about his life, his journey. Devin Green. Gadsden misses. Evans muscles his way to a rebound. Nearly took out the MC along the baseline there. It's hazardous work.
It's just the coach in me, but like, I get it. You want to get your game going. But early shots off the bounce that are contested, you got to kind of get the ball moving and force closeouts and put pressure on the rim. We call those shots, I hate to say it, fool's gold. I say that, and Tim Hardaway would shoot it. We were all kind of clapping. That's why he was a Hall of Famer. And that's why he is a Hall of Famer in my mind.
It's one of those no, no, yes. There's Boykins being guarded by Arroyo. That is a marquee matchup. Cook stopped by Bachman, who's a noted defender. Parker forces one up with one on the shot clock, and that is a shot clock violation.
Great defensive possession by Miami to get the shooters, force them to bounce it without leaving the feet, and then catch the move. And that was really good team defense right there.
That's how Ronaldo Bachman made his living. The Nuggets and the Knicks and overseas. That too is good for Yakuba Diawara. He played well last time, 14 against LA. Parker cannot connect.
I just like the fact that, like, Mitch Richmond teams playing like those Sacramento teams, remember, with Jason Williams, spread it, right? Timmy's playing like those little Miami teams, floppy. We're going to grind it out, put the ball on the floor, and attack you off the bounce.
Taking on their coach's personality.
No question.
Ricky Davis back in, along with Will Frisbee. His three, no. Rebounded by Bachman, and he is fouled by Cook.
And that's the challenge for Cook, is to keep guys like Frisbee and Ronaldo Bachman off the glass, and then offensively go down on the other end and space the floor so Meta can post up.
Was it a shooting foul? Either way, it's a bonus situation here. Miami should be on the line.
It's a pretty good crowd. You know, I mean, guys could be at the beach right now or at Disneyland, and they're here watching some good basketball. It's pretty cool.
People got through the football thing, and now there's a little break, and they can check out some basketball in September. We love it. And they will inbound again. And Miami calls time. 4:46 left in the second period, and Miami leading at 41-40. They're going to try to get organized here and reset their lineup. A lot of the starters are back in for the Beach Kings.
Yeah, and you saw the difference when Arroyo and Boykins are on the floor, the pace of the game. You're talking about high-level NBA point guards. Nothing against the other guys, but I mean, these guys are really efficient and understand what they need to get done as a point.
Looks like Candy's getting busy again in the stands. What's up?
You going to pass to me? Okay, here we go. Now, you got to shoot it.
Hey guys, I am with a special guest right now. It's Baby Gibson's girlfriend. Hey girl. Hi, how are you? I am so happy to see you back here again. You were here with us for our very first game, and now you're here with us for our last game as well. How are you liking Primetime?
I love it. I always got to support. It's really exciting. It gets people out, you know, gets the players, you know, back active. So I like it. I think it's really good.
All right, now tell us a little bit about how he got into shape for the game.
We've been working out like every day. We go to this place called F45, and it's a gym, so we work out there. He goes and shoots like almost every day. I'm with him, riding with him to the gym, like watching him shoot, you know, being supported. And he runs, he does always, every day, something.
Now, I'm happy you mentioned F45. It's an Australian chain, which is where I'm from. I know how intense it is. Do you do any of the partner training with him?
Yeah, well, we go together, F45, like almost every day. I like going on, you know, the weight days more so than cardio, but yeah, I love it. I think it's amazing. It's a great way to stay in shape.
Well, that's awesome. Now, how did he recover after the last game?
After the last game, after he, you know, it was a little tough, but he, you know, he did it. He said it was a lot better now that he's been more active and playing. So he had a really good turnaround in the gym.
Since I've got you here with me, and I know you've got your little ones here too, can you give us just like a little inside tip of how, like something that he does that we can kind of use with him later? Like, does he eat something before the game, or does he eat something after the game? Give us a little nugget.
I'm trying to think. He eats really healthy before the game.
Is there a song he listens to?
A song? He likes Black a lot, the artist. So he was playing his album before he came here.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for the chat. Back to you guys.
Okay, Candy, getting the family aspect as they travel with these players. Guys trying to get their careers going again. And Earl Boykins reaches in. And it looks like the foul is on Earl. Well, that's the reality for some of these guys that haven't played in a couple of years. Gibson retired in 2015 from the NBA, so to run up and down with players of this caliber, it's got to be a challenge.
And it's not just the running, because you heard them talk about the condition. It's the stopping and going and cutting and the pressure that puts on your feet, your knees, and then your back. I can't play no more because of that. It's not the run. I can run. I just can't cut. Stopping your body makes it very difficult as you get older.
Carlos Arroyo, now 39 years old and in fantastic shape, knocks down the free throws. Had a triple-double the first time between these teams. 15 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. His Miami club goes up by 2. Boykins through the lane, out to Parker. Now Cook. Cook. Meta World Peace to Parker, poked away by Frisbee. Frisbee finds Davis. That's three. Ricky Davis again.
Turnovers will lead to layups and open threes. You got to take care of the ball.
Davis has been red hot. Miami by 5. Cook on deep three. Won't go.
Great closeout by Balkman.
And poked away by Cook. Good D.
And that's the thing with these players. Like Timmy makes a very small adjustment. That's a big one. We've got to get the shooters and make sure that they feel us, as Coach Riley used to always tell us.
Davis. Off balance that time and a loose ball foul.
You see Balkman and Frisbee, the shot goes up, and they are enforcing their will on the backboards to get their team a second shot.
Foul on Meta World Peace.
Wait, no, we're taking 3 sheets at a time.
Shot clock should be reset to 14 here, and it is.
Oh, yeah.
Please follow us on all social media. Please follow us on Facebook, Primetime Basketball Team, Instagram, Primetime BL. Who's on you? Let's get it. We got 5-point ball in Puerto Rico.
Bachman 4-2.
Great pass, pocket pass by Arroyo. Frisbee drops it off for Mr. Balkman.
Boykins.
Little Steve Nash off the back foot. Fade away off the back foot. Really nice shot.
Ricky Davis again. He has been terrific here in the first half for Miami. Better world peace. It won't rattle home. Rebounded by Balkman. Inside 3 minutes to go in the first half. Balkman trying to go coast to coast. And he's fouled.
Just the strength of Balkman. He just drops his shoulder just a little bit to get leverage and drive Brian Cook back. But I love the shot by Boykins. I love the shot by Davis. Once an NBA player gets the ball in his shooter's pocket, you're pretty much done. Like, you can't let him get to that spot because that's when the reps come in and the ball finds the net. Got to disrupt their timing and rhythm.
So Miami on top, 49-42. It's their largest lead of the game. 2:45 left. We're at UC Irvine. DJ's rocking it out here. We got the dance team and a pretty decent crowd filing in on a Sunday afternoon here in Orange County, along with former Net and Miami Heat player Rex Walters, Jack Brewer and Candy Hertz. Dave Popkin with you. The LA huddle. It's Mitch Richmond doing the talking.
So the biggest thing right now is the defense of Miami has picked up. They're getting the shooters. They're getting the shooters and loading to the ball with the off-floor guys, so there's nowhere to go if you don't have the shot for LA right now. They're forcing multiple plays that LA needs to make because they're not going to be able to get to, they're not getting the shot, they're not getting the straight line drives, and they're having to make plays to the weak side over active hands and good closeouts again.
Haven't seen a lot of offensive rebounding by either team. Both teams have played decent D and controlled their own backboards.
No, they really have. I think Miami's got a little bit of the edge so far in the offensive glass.
Yep.
But they've been more committed in terms of driving the basketball, creating contact, forcing rotations, which leaves offensive rebounds to get a free run at the basket.
Miami being led by Ricky Davis, who has 10. Ronaldo Bachman, the veteran, Puerto Rico, and spent a lot of time growing up on Staten Island.
He's a good player, great shape, can shoot it, strength, can guard multiple positions, effortless stroke.
Played last year in the Philippines, so he's still got it going. Former first-round pick of the Knicks. Cook. Trying to take it at Bachman. Difficult shot. Cleared by Frisbee off the rim. Arroyo to Frisbee. Tied up and fouled by Cook.
Just a great short roll pass. Inside hand. Right to Frisbee. Right on time so he can catch it and attack the basket. It's really, really pretty basketball by Carlos Arroyo and William Frisbee.
Frisbee actually played for the Chicago team in this league last week. A couple of these players have moved around to get some extra games in. At 13 points, 7 rebounds. It's definitely a factor.
And Amari played a great game, but he worked for everything last week. And Frisbee was a big reason why. Frisbee takes the challenge. He likes to guard the Amari Stoudemire's. He likes to guard the Meta World Pieces. He likes that challenge. He's got a toughness about him.
New York swept Chicago in their 2 meetings by a total of 7 points. Amari Stoudemire was the marquee player in that last game in New Jersey for the New York Gotham Ballers. He had 21 points, 9 rebounds, one of 6 players in double figures. Carlos Arroyo for 2.
He can beat you a lot of different ways. Carlos Arroyo can beat you with his passing, he can beat you with his penetration. There he beats you with the pull-up jump shot.
Miami extends their largest lead up by a dozen. LA goes to Meta World Peace and it's smacked away. Good ball movement to Boykins for 3.
Just a little hesitation, look down caused Miami to slow on the close right there. Great active hands.
LA cuts into single digits. Smush Parker on the break for 2.
Turnover transition. Got to take care of the ball, Miami.
5-0 run for LA. 54-47. Beach Kings. Arroyo. Had Boykins on his hip and the foul on Earl.
It's really frustrating for Boykins because he's working so hard to get through great screening action by Frisbee. And Boykins, still at his age, has the speed and quickness to get there, but Carlos is just really smart about how to create contact.
And they're saying, score the basket, give him the continuation, which is the correct call. And Arroyo will go to the line to complete the 3-point play. I think that's right.
If the offensive player is the ball is moving any way up, he's in the shooting motion. It's a thing that players don't like if you're on defense, but you love it as an offensive player, obviously.
Arroyo, the native of Puerto Rico, spends a lot of time in Miami now. Had a good long conversation with him last night, and one of the topics was movies because his cousin is Benicio del Toro.
Wow. He's a big-time actor. Some great movies.
Absolutely. The Usual Suspects.
No question.
It was Meta World Peace down to Smush Parker operating.
Actually, really good defense, just a better shot by Smush.
Diawara bumped. 48 seconds to go, second quarter. Arroyo got his man in the air. Good look inside to Bachman.
Gotta get back. They're going 2 for 1.
Parker has been able to score inside, but not out.
And I'd be shocked, but I'm pretty sure Carlos is going to want Frisbee in the pick and roll to attack Tony Farmer.
Frisbee calling the floppy play. Rolls into the paint. Arroyo is held, fouled by Tony Farmer.
And just the hesitation move of showing shot while keeping your dribble live raises Tony Farmer up, and then Carlos creates the contact to get the foul. Carlos just wants to shoot the free throw. This guy's talking to him. Love it. But Carlos, he manages the game, and he's doing it against another great point guard, Earl Boykins, so it's really fun to watch.
Carlos Arroyo, a part owner and a player for the team in Puerto Rico, Corredores de Fajardo. He's undecided if he wants to continue playing or just remain an owner.
I mean, he's winning championships when he plays. You know what I mean? That's the great thing about Carl. He's a winner. He just really does a beautiful that I've been saying over. He manages a game as a point guard.
He was an MVP in a good league in Israel. He's played in Turkey and Spain on winning teams.
This will be a switch.
10-point game. Shot clock off. 4 seconds. Boykins gets his man in the air. Earl Boykins hits it at the buzzer. The little big man does it again.
You gotta love him. You gotta love the fact that he's gonna take on the big boys, make them change direction. Great shot fake, which lifts the defense, and he steps through for the nice J. Beautiful basketball.
Boykins with 10 at the half, and Jack Brewer is standing by with Earl.
Out here with Earl Boykins, you're the leading scorer of this half, but man, did you just end up. That was a beautiful play.
Thank you. But we got to get better at pick and roll. Our pick and roll defense is bad, so we got to have to correct it. We'll be all right the second half.
Well, Earl, I can tell you right now, just from a fan's perspective, we're seeing some very good guard play, man. You and Carlos are going at it. You're really controlling the pace of this game. How important is that? I mean, and how difficult is that given the fact that you don't really practice that much with these guys?
It's difficult, but the good thing is all these guys have played in the league. They know how to play basketball. Now it's just a matter of us defensively playing together as a system.
What's the key for next half? How are you going to win this thing?
We got to get pick and roll stops. We got to get stopping the pick and roll.
We heard it here. Good half, sir. Back to you, fellas.
Okay, Jack, Earl Boykins strong on the offensive end, but Rex, he is concerned about LA's D.
But you can tell the guys play basketball for a long time and really understands the game and is challenging his team. The pick and roll defense has to get better for LA if they're going to have a chance to get back in this thing. But it's very similar to the first game. Miami controlled tempo. They got to a lot of pick and roll, and Carlos really just dominated the game. But Earl was able to make some adjustments towards the end, so it'll be interesting what happens this night.
Guy we haven't seen in this league, Ricky Davis, has really stood out for Miami.
No, he's really giving them a great lift, scoring it from three, scoring it on penetration, but also just in some catch and shoot plays. He's a scorer. That's what he's always been doing. That's his rep, and he's definitely showing it today.
Looks like Candy is standing by with a special guest over there, and it's AC Green. Go ahead, Candy.
The Iron Man himself, 3 NBA championships with the Lakers. So great to have you here.
Thank you very much. It's exciting. I came in and got a chance to check it out and see what's going on, and I'm enjoying it. It's been a good show.
Although, what do you think about that last quarter? How do you think LA went?
Well, no, they turned it around. Miami's trying to get the momentum, playing their kind of game up and down, making the long ball. But LA came back, kept the pressure up on them, so they did well.
John Askew, CEO of Primetime. How great is it to have people like AC here with us today?
Man, that's a legend, man. He's been through wars. He and Byron, he understands his game from the highest level, and we appreciate the support that Byron's got from ex-teammates, because that's in a fraternity for life that is part of the Laker Nation. So it's an honor to have him sitting courtside and evaluating the game.
How do you feel this game is going to help players who have just come off being, in the NBA or playing in another league, and then they get another chance? How good do you think that is for them?
Oh, no, I think it's phenomenal. I mean, just to have the opportunity local here is phenomenal for guys. Because the thing is, the guys want to play. They want to play basketball. They don't want to have to travel so far to play the game that they love. And so to have the opportunity right here with Johnny and Byron and the crew are really doing. I brought my guys in even from Vegas in the prime time over there. It's just exciting. So I'm looking at, to try and support them, the vision here as much as possible. But I'm just glad they got, a few of my own personal friends out here playing. So it's good to have this opportunity right here.
And John, how do you think that last half just went?
Well, it's totally opposite of what happened when we started the game actually in Miami. It was just in reverse. Miami was actually down by 11 points and then ended up coming back the second half, and then right at the end, like we went down to the wire, LA ended up winning it at the end with basically 10 seconds left in the game. So this deficit really doesn't scare me. I know that the second half, they're going to come out with a lot more energy now that they understand each other. They haven't played each other in actually 4 weeks. So we're starting with LA, Miami. We're ending with Miami, LA.
And if you gave a little bit of advice to the guys now for that last half, what would you be saying to them?
You know what? Come out and really take the initiative and come out early and then steal the momentum early away from the other opponent. That's all. It's a pretty simple game if you just keep it simple.
Thank you guys so much for the chat. It's been a great first half. We have another big half coming up shortly, but it's back to you guys in the meantime.
Okay, thanks, Candy. 59-51, Miami on top here at the break. It was like old home week at the Hilton Irvine, Orange County last night as these players got together and renewed acquaintances, and we had a chance to interview a lot of them, including the head coach of the Miami Beach Kings, one of the best ever for the Miami Heat, talking about Tim Hardaway Sr. Dave Popkin being joined by the head coach of Miami, and it's somebody that Miami knows very well. As number 10 was retired by the Heat, was also retired by UTEP. I'm speaking, of course, of Tim Hardaway, and a coaching opportunity for you here. Head coach of Miami, what are your thoughts entering this game?
Well, you know, I'm very excited, first of all. And, you know, I coach for the Pistons, assistant coach for the Pistons for the last 4 years. And now I get to run my own plays, and it's kind of like running my own show. So, you know, I'm just feeling very fortunate and just to really see what the guys, I know a bunch of them, and I know they can play. I've been around them like for 20 years, Will Frisbee, Carlos Arroyo, and Adarwe with the Miami Heat. So, you know, I've been around those guys and played against them or with them. So I know what they like to do and what they, you know, what their strengths and weaknesses are. So I'm just going to put it in position, you know, to go out there and excel and win and try to win a ball game tomorrow.
You played on one of the most exciting teams in recent memory in the NBA, along with Chris Mullin, and a guy you're going to be coaching against today, Mitch Richmond. What are your thoughts on going against your buddy?
You know, whenever me and Mitch go against each other, it's competition. It's fun competition, but it's we want to win. We want to have bragging rights. We want to be able to talk a lot of stuff against each other when we playing against each other, shooting against each other, coaching against each other, playing chess against each other, racing against each other, whatever it is we do versus each other. It's a competition. So I look forward to be fun tonight. I look forward to be competitive. I look forward to him trying to outcoach me and I'm outcoaching him. So, you know, it's always competitive. But at the end of the day, we still love each other and we still run TMC.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned the Detroit Pistons, and you guys had a nice little run there with Stan Van Gundy. You think Stan's going to watch this tape back or watch it live and give you a little critique on your play calling?
I'm quite sure he is. I'm quite sure he'll get this film of it and call me up or text me and say, coaching is a little bit harder than you thought it was. And but nah, he's always been a good friend of mine, first of all, and you know, always been, I think, an outstanding coach. And when I was with the Golden Miami Heat, and he was the assistant coach, you know, he was always there for us and always was helping us just excel. And so I know he's going to critique me in a good way once he sees it, and I will listen to him because, you know, he knows what he's talking about.
What are a couple of the main things that you got from Stan, either when you played for him or when you coached under him, maybe some organizational things or just the way to run a team?
Well, you know, I got, you know, I've been around a lot of great coaches, Don Nelson, Don Haskins, my grammar school coach, you know, that instilled in preparation from day one in me. And, you know, Pat Riley and Stan Van Gundy. So I've been around some great coaches, and I learned from all of them. Preparation all the time, understanding that, you know, these guys can play basketball. You just got to put them in the right situation, in the right environment, and put them in, make sure that they're working to their strengths and not their weakness. And that's what great coaches do. And they understand ball players. They know when to take them out, know when to talk to them, know the foul situation. They just know everything about the game. And that's what I learned from them coaches.
Do you get nervous for your son's games? He's now back on the Knicks, and he's playing in the NBA, Tim Jr.
Yeah. You know what? I always get nervous when I watch him play. But that's just the nature of me. I'm always nervous when I watch him play. I want to go out there. I start sweating because I get lathered up, and I'm so competitive. I want to be out there and try to tell him if I was out there, yo, do this, do that. But he has to learn on his own. But I'm always in his corner. I always want him to succeed, and I always want him to go out there and just play the best that he knows how to play.
This Primetime Basketball League has been a good second opportunity, a way to guys to extend their careers. What are your thoughts on the league as it wraps up the regular season now?
Well, I tell you this. When I retired, I always wanted to keep playing the game of basketball. This gives Primetime Basketball gives these guys a competitive look and to play the game competitively and the way that they always been playing at a high level against each other. And I'm happy that the league is starting because it gives these guys, first of all, just stay here in the United States and be around their families instead of going overseas or playing in China or Puerto Rico or whatever. Everybody wants to stay at home. But if you got to go overseas, you got to go overseas. But everybody wants to stay at home and play at home. And Primetime is doing a great job at putting this together to have these guys stay at home, be around their families, and go to different cities and still show people that they love to play the game and they love to compete, and they can still play. So that's the beauty of Primetime Basketball and these guys that showcasing themselves and showing that they can still play the game.
That it is. Coach, we wish you good luck. Thanks for all the time.
Thank you.
Okay, that's Tim Hardaway joining us.
Talk us through how you chose to actually do that sort of representation of the anthem.
Thank you. Well, I am a pop opera singer, so I wanted to make the anthem heartfelt and true to what I represent, which is pop and opera. And it's the first of its kind. You can Google it. No one's ever done pop and opera as the anthem. And I said, I want to make this memorable for Primetime. So I decided to do that rendition. And thanks to my vocal coach, Ebony from Enrage, she helped me put it together. And it was just amazing.
Well, make sure that you check out Charisse Mills. That was the most exciting anthem. Are you calling it popra or are you going pop opera?
Oh, both. Popra and pop opera.
It's very cool. So well done. Now tell us also about the halftime show. That was pretty cool.
Thank you. My latest single is called Champion. And it really represents all the things that's going on in this world right now, ending racism, police brutality, human trafficking, women's equality, and that is something that I really wanted to talk about because people don't talk about, things that's going on that's real in this world. We are all champions, and that song represents that.
Oh, it gave me goosebumps. I tell you what, guys, I saw her performing it a couple of times today, and it's already in my head. It's a catchy tune. Make sure you check her out. Thank you so much. You did a great job.
Champion!
Over to you, champions.
Candy, thanks so much, and thanks to Charisse as well for joining us here at UC Irvine for Primetime Basketball League. And we saw some good play in the first half. They've actually made an adjustment to the halftime score. Miami 58, LA 54 is our score, and Ricky Davis came out 15 points for Miami. Earl Boykins with 10 points to lead Los Angeles so far, Rex. And what adjustments do you think they're talking about in the locker room?
I think Earl Boykins hit it on the head. They got to get their pick and roll defense right, getting those bigs up a little bit higher so Arroyo feels their presence I do think that Miami's making a concerted effort to drive the basketball, create contact, get to the line, and just try to play a tougher, more physical game. LA wants to play a spread and drive it game and really want to get their three-point shooting off. So that's where you see the battle of attrition between the two teams and which one's going to win out.
And that's indicated on the halftime stat sheet. Miami 13 out of 16 from the line. LA trying to shoot more three-pointers. They are shooting 50% from downtown, despite the fact that Smush Parker is 0 for 5. Everybody else making their threes.
It's very similar. LA struggled in the first three quarters. They're not today, and that's why they're only down 4. So this is definitely there's a lot of basketball, a lot of possession with the 24-second shot clock. We're far from over. This is going to be a pretty good one down the stretch if they continue to play at this high level.
8 points for Carlos Arroyo for Miami. 9 points for Meta World Peace. Also in some foul trouble with 3 here at the half. 8 points for Devin Green. I thought he was definitely a factor with his defense.
He was. He got his hands on some loose, on some basketballs, got out in transition, and that always gets you going. You see players when you get a couple easy ones, all of a sudden the basket looks a little bit bigger, and it really got Devin Green going as an offensive force, but really it was his defense that started for him.
High scoring first half. As we saw the first time between these two teams, both teams shooting at least 56% from the floor. Miami shooting 60% from the floor, and that due in part to the fact that they're getting it inside. Points in the paint. Miami has 18 right now. LA actually has 24 points in the paint. LA has led for twice as much as Miami, but Miami's had a larger lead in this game. They got up to a double-digit lead.
It's an indicator of how they play. Like, Miami is a grinded-out team right now. LA is more space and pace and playing off the three-point line, so they have driving lines so they can get those paint touches. But what Miami's really done so far, and at least in the first half, is control tempo, get to the free throw line, and just try to play a tougher, more physical game. Very similar last week with Chicago and New York, but New York ended up getting the W. So a lot of basketball still to be played.
Rex's Primetime Basketball League has talked about taking it overseas this fall and then expanding here within the States to 8 teams and 64 games next year if they get the support. They've certainly gotten it from the players and a decent crowd here today. So a lot of good steps for this league. Let's listen into the huddles.
Earl said he can't stand sports playing so much when he shoots you right now. Hello? Hey, he do the thing. But he makes shots. The motherfucker makes shots.
So Timmy's upset, obviously, with the change of the score. You go into halftime, you think you're up 8 or 9, and all of a sudden you come back, you're up 4.
I think they gave a basket to one team instead of the other, and they had to flip it around. Instead of an 8-point advantage, Miami is up by 4 here at the break, but they've gotten it sorted out, and they have the official box score, and everything is making sense. So they break the huddles with, looks like the same starters: Frisbee, Bachman, Diawara for Miami, along with Arroyo and Ricky Davis. Davis leading all scorers with 15.
First thing we got to see is the pick and roll defense. What adjustments, if any, did LA make?
Arroyo feeding the post to Frisbee. Davis inside to Frisbee. And rebounded by Cook. LA has the same starters as well. Smush Parker off to Boykins. A deep 3. Rebounded by Bachman. Bachman coast to coast for the jam.
Still got a lot of gas in that tank. Fresh legs. That was pretty.
Former South Carolina star Ronaldo Bachman. Deep 3 goes for LA. It's Meta World Peace. He has a dozen. 3-point game. Diawara showing some patience. Rewarded with a 3-point attempt, but not that time.
If I'm LA, I'm okay with them trying to play through Frisbee in the post. Brian Cook can guard.
Cook off the mark.
A little quick on the trigger right there. Body still moving, a little fade on the three. That caused it to be left and short.
60-57.
Dave Popkin, Rex Walters, Jack Brewer, and Candy Hertz with you here in Irvine, California for the Primetime Basketball League. We thank you for checking it out. Ricky Davis for three. And rebounded by Meta World Peace. Former Bulls and Lakers star. Pulls up for a deep one. That's good. A three-pointer for Meta.
That's where basketball is going now. You get it off the glass and you push it. And that's what Ronaldo's done, and now Meta World Peace. It just puts so much pressure on the defense.
World Peace has 15. Arroyo hemmed in. Bachman left open. And he hits the long jumper. Foot on the line. It's a two.
Pretty good defensive possession by LA, and they come up empty, giving up three.
Earl Boykins using the body, and he got fouled by Arroyo.
Earl Boykins is tough. He got hit like 3 or 4 times on that penetration. Ref didn't call it, finally gave him a call at the end. He's got a low center of gravity. He's got a good change of pace. And he, as well, he's not afraid to create some contact to get to the line.
All right, you ready for his resume?
Love it. Love to hear it.
Nets, Cleveland twice, Orlando, the Clippers, Golden State, Denver, the Bucks twice, Charlotte, Washington, and Houston.
Coach, I was telling Coach Musselman about Boykins. He was telling me how much he loved having him. He's the kind of guy you want on your team.
Arroyo with the floater. Miami by 2. This is the matchup, Boykins and Arroyo.
Miami staying with the switches and pick and roll.
Smush Parker for 3. Still looking for his first from downtown. Bachman, Davis. And Miami trying to crash the offensive glass, but Diawara came over the back. No, they call it on Bachman.
I think they gave it to Cook. Who they gave it to? But giving Miami the ball. I don't get it. Okay.
Okay, a push on Devin Cook. You're right. 122 now.
Yeah, there was so much content. It could have been on any of 3 of the guys.
Davis off the curl. Hits it, and he's fouled. Ricky Davis has been on fire tonight.
It's a great pickup for Miami, getting a guy that can score the basket. That's what they were missing the last game, a guy that can get his own shot, that can play in pin downs, catch and shoot offense. And he's doing a great job on Smush Parker. Smush has really had a tough time tonight getting open looks.
18 points for Ricky Davis, former first-round pick of the Hornets, 12 years in the NBA. He's also played in China, France, Turkey, the G League. That ball will travel. Arroyo on the break. Oh, good luck to Bachman, but he couldn't handle it.
That
What a creative pass.
It was an underhand bounce pass. It was a really nice play. Bachman, for whatever reason, just mishandled it.
I don't think I've seen an underhand bounce pass before. Green on the move. It's easy being Green. Arroyo off the mark. LA could tie it up here with Gibson's 3. Missed it short. Arroyo, no sweat. That's 2 for Carlos.
The game has definitely picked up in the last 2 minutes. Great pace.
Good ball movement to Green. His 3 is good. Devin Green showing off now.
Coach Hardaway is going to start talking about the closeouts again, getting to shooters and making them bounce it.
Green has a dozen. Balkman, 4-3. Boykins, while he was shooting three, see if they give him 3 shots here. Side out.
Dave, if he makes it, do you think the ref gets a little emotional and gives him the 3?
I say, why not?
Because Earl's upset, like, I was in the motion of shooting. If it was a layup, they probably would have given him 2 free throws, but it's a 3, so they know. Now you know why refs love me so much. I was always questioning them.
Clubhouse lawyer. You got to plead your case. Fires. Balkman. Hits the leader, but no. Waved off. Offensive foul.
That is a we call a winning play, because you're putting your body on the line for your team. You may get the call, you may not, but you're just basically saying, I'm going to be tough for you on this possession.
Daniel Gibson drawing the charge.
Yeah, Ronaldo Balkman is no little fella. He's a big boy.
Deep 3 is good. Meta World Peace does it again. He has 18.
He loves that corner 3, doesn't he? Feet set, efficient.
Big factor here tonight. Frisbee for 2. Miami retakes the lead, 71-69. This has been some game. 4.5 left in the third. Boykins finds a man, and Tony Farmer will be shooting 2.
Again, just great change of pace. Nice hesitation. Head up. Finding cutters. Making his teammates better. Great point guard play by Boykins.
Tony Farmer, the former Nebraska star, the oldest player in the league. He's played in the NBA for Golden State and Charlotte.
So that's the great thing about Miami, like, in terms of size and physicality. They come off the bench and they got Hubbard, who was very well cut, and Johan Petra, who's a big time body as well.
Farmer gets the roll. Miami by 3. Shane Gatson in to run the point. The step back. Put back in by Johan Petra.
So we got Mitch Richmond calling a foul, and we got Tim Hardaway yelling, flop, flop.
All depends on your perspective. World Peace to Gibson.
Great ball up.
Booby for Tooby. Byers cut off. Diawara. A fight for it. Gatson inside to Hubbard, and he's fouled.
If Hubbard just catch the ball in a ready stance, he got one down here and he had one again. He's just got to be down and ready on the catch. Now you got a chance for a 3-point play. But they're pounding LA on the glass right now.
But if you do, I need you to keep that up for me.
At the half, Miami was +9 on the glass, and they've continued that. LA huddle here, down by 1.
You're a flopper.
Timmy with some mental warfare, calling Tony Farmer out, or accusing him of being a flopper.
Just say, no turnovers, fellas. Everybody going to some pick and rolls. But we got to turn a corner and make a play. No, we talking about them. Guard the pick and roll up top, make him go left. Make him go left. Make him go left. Because he can't make a left-hand pass. When he go right, he get Boykins. Or when they go right, they can make any play they want to. But when they go left, they're going to step back and shoot a jump shot, a step back, but just stay down and make them shoot a tough shot.
I want this to be you, boo. Pass it to him. Deshaun, you cut through. Everybody raise one. Run. You come. Dribble, right, and come back this way. You got an open side jumper right there. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So flip the pick. So have him dribble it over, right? Oh, no, you got the big. No, you the big. No. Deshaun, you. No, I'm sorry. Let it be you. Let it be you. You here. Baby, you, Boogie, you here. Deshaun, you over here. You right here. All right, they don't want Artest here. Is it you? Who you? Corey, oh damn, all right, Corey, you here, all right. All right, so pass it here. Pass it to Corey, right? Corey, you dribble it over. Come set the pick. That's an open side jumper right there. Nobody's there. So set that pick. If he switch, you go all the way to the hole. Right, if he don't, you know what I mean? Slip that. I'm bringing it up. Oh, no, somebody bring it up.
So Mitch Richmond drawing up a play on the spot, getting Corey Homicide Williams into the game for the first time to play with Meta World Peace, Daniel Gibson, Sundiana Gaines, and Dijon Thompson. And Tim Hardaway was talking more about defense.
Yeah, and great points in pick and roll, force him to his left hand. With the strong hand point guards, all guards can make all the plays at the basket with pull-ups and with the pass. But going left, can he make all those same plays? And that's the point. And that's an NBA coach right there. Timmy's an NBA coach and NBA points that guys automatically will respond to and can do on the court. Let's see if it makes a difference.
Marcus Hubbard makes both free throws, the West Palm Beach, Florida native.
75-73, a 2-point ball game, and that's Boogie International. Boogie Gibson, as he back over to him. What's he gonna do with it? Plays it out.
Corey Williams. Homicide cut off. And Gatson is tied up, fouled by Gibson at midcourt. 3:26 left in the third. And Miami leading at 75-73. Whoever put these rosters together did a fabulous job evening them out because every game has been close.
Really close, and I also love the contrast and styles of the type of teams they put together. Either physical or really skilled space floor teams.
Gatson out to Hubbard. Whoa. Way off the mark.
I'm actually on Hubbard's side. I don't want him shooting that shot. I want him throwing the ball to Petro.
It was a pass.
Yeah, it was a pass. No, you should be passing.
Corey Homicide Williams is fouled by Petro.
And that's the thing when you're playing a drop, so the big's not up on the pick and roll. So if the offensive big sets a good screen, the point guard's always going to be downhill, but you got to get him to set the screen. And those are great screening right there by LA, which really helped Corey turn the corner. Corey Williams turn the corner.
Former player of the year in Australia, now a color commentator there. He's played in just about every country that hosts basketball, 11 different countries.
And those are true professionals because they're on their own. You know, each summer, each spring, they're on their own. They got to stay in shape and work their bodies and be ready for the next call.
That was a shot from Hubbard and off the mark again. LA ball, down by 2.
We got to get to a second pick and roll. If you're Hubbard right there, I'm sorry, you got to.
Williams running the point. And that is good. Dijon Thompson, the local product out of Los Angeles and UCLA. Played for the Suns and the Hawks. Byers for 3. That's good. Derek Byers.
Put a great pass by Diawara. On time, in rhythm, leads to the open shot.
Diawara with a rebound. Gatson able to save it. Ball movement.
Myers might be hurt. Take one.
Gibson's J off the mark, rebounded by Johan Petro, the Parisian. Played most recently for Sioux Falls in the G League. Broken up by Williams, and Williams out in transition. Gives it up to Gibson.
Coach Hardaway talked about that at the start of the timeout. Take care of the ball.
Petro getting a touch, backing in. Tip won't go for Hubbard. Here comes Meta World Peace. Leads the way for LA with 18. Stolen by Hubbard.
Good physical defense by Hubbard on Meta.
Tipped in, and Miami in front, 82-77. Petro hitting the glass.
Really soft touch too with the tip in. Good hands.
The bench is getting it done here for Miami. Byers and friends. That's good. That's a deep three for Gibson.
If you're DOR, you got to make sure you know where he is. You can get to him on the pass. Gibson's too good of a shooter to get that kind of look.
Noted three-point shooter from his days with Cleveland. 7 on the shot clock, 16 left in the third quarter. Gatson. Petro won't count, banked it in, but it's a shot clock violation.
That was really close. But that's the great thing about Meta World Peace is you can switch pick and roll late. He can guard 5. He can hold his own. He's got great strength and great toughness. And that's just a bad pass. Dodge the bullet.
Gibson finds a man, and that three will not fall for Thompson. Oh, half-court heave almost goes. Marcus Hubbard rounded out.
Well, I thought that last three by LA was the basketball gods. And you can't make a bad side out of bounds entry and then expect to score on the other, and even if you get a quality shot. At least that's what I believe anyways. I don't know if it's true.
Jack is standing by with Meta World Peace.
Here with Meta World Peace, man. If NBA teams are watching, I don't know how they're not going to offer you a contract, man. You're looking real good, Meta. Tell us how you feel.
Everybody deserves a shot to play. Right now, I mean, the NBA is #1, elephant in the room, a lot of great leagues. You know, right now, I'm playing in Primetime. So I'm playing here. That's all that matters right now. But, you know, basketball is living, it's breathing, and it's good.
You look real competitive out there, man. It's a real tight game, man. 80-80. What do you need to do to win this ball game?
Really just go out there, focus. There's a lot of good energy in the building. They got a lot of guys. I used to be commentating on the courts in New York City in the Rucker Park. Dunhill and Watson and Dykeman, Kingdom, 119th and second. It's great. It's great energy. You know, Primetime is going to be around a long, long time. There's a lot of good basketball.
The fans are into it. Everybody, the energy's in the building. How's that feeling, man? You look like you're having a lot of fun on the court right now.
Yeah, having a lot of fun. You know, I didn't realize I'd be playing when I left the NBA. I can still play, but you know, there's a lot of competition out there. So I didn't think I would have the shot. You know, with the politics overseas, it's hard to get in teams. So I said, you know what, I'm just not going to play. And then boom, the big three in Primetime. You know, and now I'm just going to get back in shape. I can still play for a while if they have a platform to play. So shout out to Primetime and everybody else doing anything.
Much respect to you, man. Good luck. You heard it, Meta World Peace. He's turned this game up, looking really good. Means so much to Primetime Basketball League. Back to you, boys.
18 points for Meta World Peace. Thank you, Jack. Let's listen into the Miami huddle.
Huh? I didn't see that. Oh, that's just pick and roll. That's okay. Go ahead. You still got it. Still bust down.
I just love Jimmy. He just cracks me up every time we talk. But the thing is, if you listen, these players will really learn because he just has a great feel for the game. Great feel for the game.
These kids will have a chance to get autographs on the court from all these NBA legends after the game. 18 former NBA players in this one, including Michael Sweetney, who has the ball now. Corey Williams feeds Sweetney. Oh! Nearly a chance for a three-point play. Sweetney will be shooting 2.
And I love the quick get up. You know, Jim Brown used to get up slow, but he'd always come back. With Sweetney was like, no, I'm bouncing up. You can't hurt me. I'm going to get my 2 free throws.
Talked to Michael Sweetney for a while last night, the former Georgetown star. Got a chance to watch Georgetown team practice this summer under Patrick Ewing. Said they are going to overachieve. A great freshman class coming in. Jesse Govan, the big man, coming back for the Hoyas, and Mike seems pretty proud about what they're doing to try to turn things around in DC.
Well, I think it's great. Patrick Ewing is one of the all-time great players, but he's an all-time great guy. And to be back home at Georgetown and have a guy like Chris Mullin at St. John, that's pretty cool stuff. And there's a lot of history there. We're talking about Big East basketball, although they're not, you know, they're not in the Big East, I guess, anymore. I don't even know. I can't even keep track.
No, they are.
Oh, are they? Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Rivalry's still intact.
Okay, good.
And poked away.
As big as Petro is, he still can't hold his position on Sweetney. Sweetney's got some ability to hold his ground.
Hey, JB, he see you, man.
Gatson running the point here with Arroyo on the bench. 7 on the shot clock. Hubbard stepping in. Rebounded by Smush Parker.
Just watch Timmy Hubbard shot that ball. Hubbard's got to understand who and what he is.
Brooklyn in the house. Smush Parker hitting it. Meta World Peace just giving a shout out to a bunch of Brooklyn playgrounds, and Parker proving it out there on the floor that New York City guards are creative.
Very creative. I mean, high level. They feel like they've been born with the basketball in their hands, and they just go places. Kenny Anderson's a great example, coached in the first week. That's your New York City guard.
Indeed. Archbishop Malloy, and you played with Kenny with the Nets. Smush again. Sweetney. Johan Petro starts the break. Mo Evans. Give and go. It's tipped in by Petro. And was he fouled?
Tough call.
Oh, over the back on Petro. No basket. LA leading by 4, 8.5 minutes left.
LA bench has done a good job to get to a 4-point lead. Miami's not playing poorly. Sweetney's done a solid job for him. Dijon Thompson's done a solid job.
Looks like Tim Hardaway is saving Ricky Davis and Carlos Arroyo for the stretch run. Corey Williams!
The biggest question is, can he go into 8 or to 6? They're a different team right now without those two.
LA with their largest lead. Up by 6 on the Miami Beach Kings. Here in Irvine, poked away from Gatson. Smush Parker thought about 3. Good tip. Heads up basketball. Sundiana Gaines with the basket. Thompson with the tip. Gatson missed. Miami keeps it.
Yeah, I think he's decided to go with his main crew to finish this game out. I thought it was really nice of Mitch Richmond to recommend to Timmy to get a timeout. Some trash talk going on with these two great players.
Starters back in for Miami: Arroyo, Bachman, Ricky Davis, Will Frisbee. They'll play with Mo Evans. Frisbee, good look to Davis, who has 20.
Great cut by Ricky Davis, getting the back of his head. Nice tight curl.
LA by 6. Sweetney backing his way in and get out of the way. And poked out of his hands. LA will keep it. Along with Candy Hertz, Jack Brewer, Rex Walters, and our BeTerrific crew, Dave Ponkin with you here in Irvine. Just over 7 minutes left. That 3 is good. Booby Gibson.
Frisbee's got to get up in that pick and roll. Too much space for Booby.
LA with their largest lead, 91-82. Blocked by Thompson.
Miami's just really struggling to get quality shots.
Gaines bumped, fouled by Davis. No basket.
Get stops, you get to play in mid-shot transition. Defense isn't set, and that's exactly what LA's doing.
Scoreboard has Davis with 5 fouls. That is a big issue for Miami. That is the guy they need to shoot them back in the game.
No question. Got to get the ball. You got to give Ricky Davis some touches. You can't give Gibson that look.
Get him some touches before he fouls out. Frisbee bumped by Sweetney. LA is going to bring a couple starters back in. Earl Boykins, Devin Green, Brian Cook.
Yeah, it's a tough call because Corey Williams has done a good job in a limited time span on Carlos Arroyo.
We're going to have to discuss this on the bench.
The LA bench helped build their lead. 91-82 Superstars. Arroyo to Bachman. Had his legs cut out from under him and a foul.
Tough call, but you got to respect Brian Cook for standing in there and taking the hit. I don't know if they'll stay with this, but right now they got Earl Boykins guarding the bigger body and Dijon Thompson guarding Arroyo. Maybe trying to put more size on Carlos so he doesn't have the same type of vision.
The former Nick Ronaldo Bachman with the free throws. First one goes. Those distinctive dreads that he's got. We're here at the Bren Event Center on the campus of UC Irvine. The Anteaters play in the Big West. Perennial contenders under Russ Turner. Bachman hits both free throws. It's a good spot for this primetime basketball lead. Parker on the move, followed up. LA, Brian Cook hit the basket, lost his shoe, and then threw his shoe at Arroyo. Yeah, he's being playful.
He was being played. He did the old Bill Walton. Bill Walton did the same thing, and guess what? Got the same cheek.
Technical called on Cook. You're not allowed to throw your shoe at people?
You're not allowed to throw your shoe, yeah. Saw that in the old, what was it, like NBA's bloopers video that they used to put out. Walton explaining his mindset.
We'll see if this turns the game around for Miami. Give them a chance for some free throws and the ball. Down 93-84.
Coach Richmond he made some adjustments with the pick and roll. I think it's paid some dividends for LA. Carlos is not getting free, doesn't have the same vision and space to make the plays he wants to make. They're changing up some looks that they've thrown a blitz at him. They went under, they've switched. So Carlos is a little unsure coming off pick and roll what's going to happen.
Let's send it over to the sideline.
Just under 6 minutes on the clock to go. Ricky Davis, what are you guys going to do?
We're just going to lock up, you know, do what we got to do, get some stops, put the ball in the basket.
Who on court right now do you think you need to stop the most?
We're going to stop Homicide and Booby. He's hot right now, so we get him to take tough shots, and we come down and win the game.
They're probably saying the same about you. You've got 18 baskets. You're the second highest scorer tonight. Are you going to go and make sure you beat Meta Worldwide?
Yeah, we're going to go beat them. I'm going to keep shooting that thing. That's what I do.
Good luck. You've got just under 6 minutes to go. We believe in you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Back to you guys.
Okay, Candy. 93-84. The lead here for LA. We thank you for joining us here. It's been an exciting game, and it was a double-digit lead for Miami. They're up by 14 points, but LA has come storming back. Their bench is pretty good.
The bench has been really good, very productive. Dijon Thomas, Devin Green. Smush, I'd like to see him get it going, especially down the stretch. He's got a little bit of confidence now. But we got to get Ricky Davis some touches if we're Miami. Got to put Carlos in some different pick and rolls so we can play with a little more pace, get back in this thing.
Davis hits his free throw. Now 19 points.
Miami also did a great job early in getting to the offensive glass. They've got to get some second shots because they're not getting great first ones.
Arroyo ran into Cook, and Cook with a block shot.
Carlos is upset about what he thought was a foul call. Wasn't called.
He's got a beef. Evans, the veteran, calls time.
Yeah, the other thing to think about, if the pick and rolls now, you got to get back to Ricky Davis coming off pin downs, some floppy type action to get the ball in his hands and let him make some plays. Coach Richmond's done some good jobs of making some adjustments with pick and roll coverage.
Tim Hardaway is going to have to figure out how to get the ball in bounds. Let's listen to that.
Right here. We're going to have Ricky right here. Mo over here. And Will. This is what we're going to do. You're going to hit it. You're going to set a back screen right here and come off of it. You go either way. All right, go either way, ball. Go either way and look for the ball. He might pass it to you late, okay? I don't know what they do. They might switch. If they switch, then you pop out and get the ball. And over here, Will, you come down, set a screen for Mo and come in. This ball.
All right, let's send it over to Jack now in the Miami huddle.
I'm over here with the legend, Mitch Richmond. Mitch used to battle with Tim Hardaway. And now, right now, you got the lead. Tell us how it feels.
It feels good, but we still got 4 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go. So we just got to hang on, play the right way, take our shots. Don't be scared at this moment.
Your bench is playing extremely well.
Yes, yeah, we're doing a good job of moving the ball. We feel like we can move it and leave it a little better. So we'll continue to keep playing hard.
Good luck. Back to you guys.
All right, Ronaldo Bachman hits it, and he's fouled as well. A chance for a three-point play. 93-87, LA on top, 5:26 left.
And that's what Frisbee and Balkman need to do. They need to get their team some second shots and punish Cook, punish Dijon Thompson. It'd be something to think about, getting Meta World Peace back in there. He's got a tendency to throw his body around and get some loose balls.
It's a good point. Balkman completes the three-point play. We have a 5-point game. Smush Parker running the point. Off to Thompson.
You got to get up on Smush.
Bang. Smush Parker a deep two. Ricky Davis left wide open for three. Miami needed that one. Thompson's three. The follow for Green. Arroyo for three. That's good. Carlos from downtown.
Great action, pick and roll, kick, drive and kick back to Arroyo for the easy catch and shoot three.
Green pulls up and sticks it.
Green's got a little bit of advantage on Mo Evans. Devin Green's playing with a lot of confidence. Definitely in attack mode.
Green played last in Argentina. Bachman, a bump, kept the basket. A chance for another old school three-point play for Ronaldo Bachman.
Devin Green's going to be a little bit upset. He's a primary defender. Took it right on the chest. Probably the biggest guy on the court right now.
Bachman having a nice game, 17 points for Miami as they trail by 6, just over 4 minutes left.
We'll let you know, we got to get the team photo first.
Neither team in the bonus. Bachman hits it. 2 3-point plays for Bachman in the last minute. Final game of the regular season here in the Primetime Basketball League. Cook fouled by Frisbee.
Yeah, Cook just did a great job of dipping his shoulder right through the chest of Frisbee to create the contact. It's going to be a foul call one way or the other. Frisbee doesn't like it, but good call.
Miami going with Diawara, Frisbee, Bachman, Davis, and Arroyo. Cook, one more coming. He plays with Thompson, Boykins, Devin Green, who's been terrific. He's 16 points, and Smush Parker.
And that's the difficult thing for Miami. I mean, LA's got 5 guys that can all shoot it from the perimeter and really space you out. Not necessarily the case with Miami. You've got to play physicality and get on the boards, get to the basket.
Arroyo creating for Davis. Backing in on Boykins. Tough shot. He's fouled. Foul on Boykins.
I love Boykins. He's got Ricky Davis, who's giving him probably a foot and just trying to hold his ground and get a stop. If you're a kid, you got to watch him and say, gosh, if he can do it, you know, you're talking about great work ethic, great toughness. This guy was a very good player, had a long career in the NBA. It's all because of what's inside of his chest. Inside his brain, he's mentally tough, physically tough. It's really kind of neat to see a guy play like that.
5'5", 132 pounds. And yet he played forever in the NBA for 9 different teams. Former star at Eastern Michigan. 101-96. LA with the lead in the ball. 3.5 minutes left. Cook fouled.
They're just trying to figure out how to get Frisbee in a pick and roll or a closeout situation.
All right, it was Green that was fouled, and he'll be shooting 2. Green's had a roller coaster career, last minute cut of the Heat and the Spurs, had to go to the D-League, played in Bulgaria, Belgium, Italy, Germany, Argentina.
We've said this before, there's NBA players playing overseas. There are, I mean, he's a heck of a player. Got to find the right fit for some guys. If you're Michael Jordan, you can pretty much play anywhere.
Ricky Davis, 10 on the shot clock. Davis all the way to the bucket and turned away by Cook. No soup for you. Bachman rejects Parker and a foul. We're just out of bounds. Out of bounds, a clean block by Ronaldo Bachman.
This Richmond wants a timeout. Get a little baseline out of bounds play. Let's see what he runs.
Things have remained tight throughout. LA leads it 103-96. 3:05 left in the game.
And it's going to be speed versus size. 3:05 left to go.
Good job.
See what Mitch Richmond wants to do.
And Green. They might switch this, Green. Okay, they might.
All right, so if he pass it out to the corner, if he pass out to the...
I was looking at that moment going, that's a real fan experience. How are you feeling? What are you going to do?
Well, we got 3 minutes left, and we're just going to stay solid and bring it home.
I know you're busting to get over there. I can see. Get going. It is a tight game, guys. Only 3 minutes left on the clock. What's going to happen? Who knows?
Well, Miami has dominated the boards. LA has dominated three-point shooting. And usually, whoever makes the most threes wins the game, and they have 8 more threes at this point.
Yeah, it's a big deal, and as a coach in the Miami timeout, you got to be stressing closeouts, make them bounce it, know who shooters are, and get to them on the pass. And if you're LA, you're talking about we got to keep them off the glass. No second shots for Miami. Let's all sit down and guard. Limit them to one shot.
This kid's getting it done out there with a Magic Johnson jacket. I'm a fan of that. We got to get that jacket. With AC Green and Byron Scott in the house. Kids out there competing during the timeout, having a lot of fun here at the Primetime Basketball League. That kid's got to win.
I'm sure he would have got more too.
We're going to have a, give me something I can play. Give me something I can dance to. We're going to have a dance off right now between these two. Let's go. Give me something, Jenna. What you got? Go ahead, both of you.
103-96, LA on top. 3:05 left.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Lakers are going down.
Right, go get him the apple.
All right, now. Here we go. Now, contestant number 1, give it up. Contestant number 2, give it up. Let's give it up for contestant number 1 now.
All right, contestant number 1 with the cash money on his shirt. He won the dance-off. And let's send it over now to Jack Brewer, who's standing by with the head coach of Miami, Tim Hardaway.
The legend, Tim Hardaway. Tim, you're battling with your guy right now. You guys are down by 7. What do you got to do to close this one out?
We got to play some defense. We got to make them make some tough shots. They're getting easy shots now, but we just got to make them tough shots.
They got a little spark from their bench coming in this fourth quarter. How you guys going to push that off?
We just got to see like they making threes now. You know, that was a good shot by Smush. We want them to shoot the ball, but they just making threes. So we just got to finish it out very hard and try to win the game.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Sometimes,
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jack. Sometimes, Rex, you see the stat sheet, you see that Parker's 0 for 6 from downtown, and you say, okay, we're going to give them that, and he burned them.
Yeah, it really did. Quality look. He had struggle, but you could kind of sense in the last 6 or 7 minutes he was kind of getting it going, got some confidence. The tough thing is you got 5 shooters on the floor with LA, so you got to pick your poison and sometimes play your percentages. Can't give up open looks.
Nearly 50% from three-point range, 14 out of 30 LA, and that is the difference right now. They lead at 106-97, 2:52 left, and Arroyo on the line for Miami.
Still a lot of time. Bottom line, you got to get stop, score, stop. That's the only thing that's going to get you back in the game.
Parker with the ball. He has 15 for LA. Give and go. It's over his head. Turned it over. Cook. A bunch of guys in double figures for LA. Evan Green has 19. Bobby Gibson has a dozen. 18 for Meta World Peace. Arroyo, a little too fancy off the hands of Cook.
Had a chance to turn the corner. But Carlos by nature is pass first point guard.
9 on the shot clock here. Davis, a deep one. And the loose ball goes to Miami.
They've done a much better job on Ricky Davis in the second half. He's got some good looks, but everything after that has been tough and contested.
Davis leads all scorers with 23. He's been the hot hand. Davis, 4-3, big one. Ricky Davis has 26, and this is a ball game. Miami down only 5, 2:05 left.
Big possession here. Again, they're trying to put Frisbee in pick and rolls.
Boykins couldn't connect. New shot clock. They need to reset it. It should have been reset to 14, so the official resets it to 10 here with 1:49 left in the game. LA with the ball up 5.
Look for some type of pick and roll with Frisbee again. Although they got Frisbee guarding Smush. Good move. Oh, they switched it.
146.
Boykins trying to turn the corner. Rejected by Bachman. And Parker cannot get it off before the shot clock violation.
It's great defense by Miami.
Mitch Richmond calling out that no threes defense. Arroyo. Somehow finds its way to an open shooter, and that three is good. Yakuba Diawara.
Sometimes it's better be lucky and good, because that position was a mess for Miami, but they got the 3-ball.
3-point game. Timeout LA. What a lucky break for Miami. The ball kind of squirted out to Diawara. And the kid who played his college ball here locally at Pepperdine drilled the three.
Hey.
Miami bench and Tim Hardaway.
Look at this. Look. On pick and roll, we switching everything. On pick and rolls, we switching everything. Now, when you switch, make those guys go left and stay down. Make them go left. Step up, because they're gonna either go all the way to the basket and make you foul them, or they're gonna shoot a step back jump shot. All right, just hold your hand up. Don't try to foul them. Just play position defense. One stop. You gotta make Smush, Earl. You gotta make all them guys go left. If you think about it, everybody.
Set, get it in. Yeah, I'm on. Hey, we got to get it in right here. They're going to go for the steal. Don't throw it right.
This is Mitch Richmond talking now about what LA has to do on offense.
Somebody come down. Somebody got to step down.
LA doesn't need a three, but they've been a hot three-point shooting team in this game. 14 out of 30. Meta World Peace 5 for 7 from downtown. He is not in the game right now for LA. They have Cook, Thompson, Parker, Boykins, and Green.
Watch this play.
They're going to go to Smush or Boykins. Looks like Smush is going to get the call.
Bachman all over Thompson. Boykins, deep three. That's good! A huge three for Earl Boykins.
Took advantage of Arroyo going under. Big time shot.
15 points for Earl. Here's Arroyo. No. Loose ball. Parker has it. 45 seconds left. Cook leaks out for the jam. 111-103 LA. 40 seconds left. Davis's long three. A little too deep. LA ball.
That's tough. That's tough. Settled for a three by Ricky Davis. Arroyo's three was well contested. LA got a quality shot. Boykins knocked it down.
Boykins checks the clock. 12 on the ticker. For number 12, Earl Boykins, who has been terrific again. 17 points. And his team back up double digits, and that's going to about do it. The three for Green won't fall. 15 seconds left. LA does not have to shoot again. They were tested. The lead got down to 3, but they made the big buckets. And here is Smush. Oh! Couldn't get it to fall, and that will do it. 113 to 103. LA victorious. They sweep Miami in the first season of the Primetime Basketball League.
It was a good game. I thought that Boykins really stepped up. I thought Smush in the fourth quarter was really efficient. And unfortunately, Ricky Davis just, they did a good job on Ricky Davis and Carlos Arroyo. All big keys as to why LA gets the W.
Davis had 25 for Miami in a losing cause. Ronaldo Bachman had 18 points, 7 for Carlos Arroyo, but Miami could not get it done today. You see the good sportsmanship and the camaraderie between all the players in this league. They know that they are pioneers here for this league and just showing good sportsmanship and enjoying the game.
Yeah, no question. And these guys know each other. They've played against each other, had great battles. And when you have those type of battles, like in the NBA, in college, you just have a common respect, and there is. It's a fraternity that you become a part of. It's really, really cool. It's great to see these guys compete the way they did.
And it looks like Jack is standing by with one of the victors, Devin Green.
Devin Green, congratulations, man. You're our BeTerrific player of the game. You came in fourth quarter, oh my gosh, you put the team on your back. How did it feel?
Man, it felt good to be back in LA, man. You know what I mean? This is where I started my career, and it just felt good to be back to my second home and play with a bunch of great guys, you know what I mean, that want to come out and compete.
What's this league mean, man? I mean, you shot the ball 88% from the field. You really gave the hometown crowd something to watch. But what's this league really mean, man?
Man, it's a great platform for, like, you know, older guys to come and, like, continue their career and continue to work on their platforms as well, but also show the fans, you know, that people out here are still competing in the game.
So what was the feeling? What was the feeling from your teammates, man, coming into the day? I know you guys had a lot of time to play together, but you seem like as the game went on, you meshed more and more.
Well, you know, on both teams, man, it's a bunch of guys that are winners, man. You know what I mean? So I think it only take a little bit of time for that gel and that camaraderie to come together and, you know, play to win.
And as you see the fans here look around, I mean, guys are on the court now enjoying themselves. You just got handed a marker for autographs. That's what it's all about. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's about the fans, man. It's about the fans, it's about the love of the game, the passion for the game, and, you know, our duty to society, man. You know, as professional athletes, it's kind of our duty to give back. And, you know, it's a big part of it with the fans, with the kids, just enjoying the fans and coming out here playing hard.
So what do you got to tell all the fans out there about Primetime Basketball and how they should support it?
Yo, keep watching, keep following, and go to primetime.com.
Y'all heard it right here. This is our BeTerrific player of the game. Congratulations.
All right, thank you, man. All right, take care.
All right,
Back to you,
Jack.
fellas.
19 points and 3 rebounds for Devin Green. He had a couple steals that were big plays in the first half, and then made a couple nice plays in the second half as well. His plus-minus was plus 14, by far the highest on either team.
Yeah, and just his ability to beat you on 3 levels, at the rim, in between game, and then his ability to shoot the 3 makes him a very difficult cover. And then he really did a good job on the defensive end, getting him out in transition, getting some steals, getting some easy buckets. Just did a very efficient job today as an offensive player, and also added some defense.
Candy standing by with Meta World Peace.
So Meta World Peace, congratulations! What a legend of the game. It was so great to have you play. How do you feel?
I feel good. It was a good game. You know, we won, and it was a really good league, so I was happy.
I hope your hand's ready to do a whole bunch of signatures. There is like a massive crowd around us. How nice is it to have all this support so close?
It's really good because it gives the fans a chance to interact with the players. I think it's really cool.
And how are you enjoying playing in the league?
I love it. You know, I still like to play basketball, and I think I'm having a lot of fun, so I'm really enjoying it. I think it's going to be really good.
And a lot of baskets tonight, 20 points. 60% shooting. Congratulations. Are you happy with that?
It was fun, yeah. It was good to get back out there and play a little bit, you know, play a little basketball and get a rhythm and see some shots go in an organized setting. Referees, fans, it was great.
Well, I don't want to take even another second of your time because there is like a massive crowd around us. Meta World Peace, it was a pleasure to have you as part of the game tonight. Thank you so much and congratulations back to you guys.
Okay, Candy. LA victorious here, 113 to 103 as all these guys continue to sign the autographs out there. You see Byron Scott, the CEO of this Primetime Basketball League. Just before that, Ricky Davis, who led Miami with 25 points. 6 in double figures for LA. They had good balance, and their bench a 47-26 advantage, and we saw that in the second half when they started to pull away. Rex.
Yeah, it really was. They did a great job coming off the bench, playing with great pace, but getting stops and getting in transition. I think that's where the tide kind of turned. They got the lead back, got up, and then Earl Boykins, Devin, Book was. They were all able to really take control of the game and force Miami into some tough shots.
After a slow start, Daniel Gibson ended up with a dozen, hit a couple three-pointers, made his free throws. You could tell that he's rounding back into shape as a player, still only 32 years old. And Jack is standing by with the aforementioned Byron Scott.
Yeah, the CEO of the league, the legend, Byron Scott. Los Angeles brought it home.
It was a great game. A great game. Big score. You can see these guys were in much better shape than they were in the first game. And that shows that competitive nature that these guys have. They're very proud basketball players, and they wanted to put on a show, and they did it. And I thought for the last game to be at L.A. and the way these guys put it out, you can see all these fans out here. They had a great time. It was a great showing by both teams.
It really was. I mean, I was so impressed by the guard play. I mean, we had guard battles going on. They were controlling their teams. And then you had your big guys making plays. Meta World Peace, 20 points today.
Yeah, Meta played great. And I saw him after the game in Miami, and he wasn't real happy with the way he played. So I knew he was going to come back with a vengeance and ready to play. But like you said, Earl Boykin, Carlos Arroyo, those guys, Smush Parker, Boobie Gibson, all those guys had great games. And again, they still, like they said, let's do this. These guys still got game, and they can still play, and they still enjoy the game, which is what I love.
And for all the primetime basketball fans watching, I mean, you're watching teams coached by legends. Yeah. Tim Hardaway, Mitch Richmond.
Exactly. Nick Anderson, Paul Pressey, who was assistant coach for me for so many years. And, those guys are here coaching because they believe in what we're doing, and they're giving back as well. But like you said, you got Hall of Famers. The Rock, one of the greatest two guards that ever played. I know I had trouble guarding him every time we would play, and along with Tim Hardaway, the crossover. So, they know what we're doing is something that's very beneficial to our players, and they're behind us 110%.
Byron, what can we expect from this league? I mean, there's so much excitement out here. I mean, just being on this floor, I mean, people are really, really motivated and excited just to be here.
Well, first of all, we want our fans to enjoy the experience. We want them to just keep telling other people how much fun they had at the Primetime Basketball League game, because word of mouth is going to be very important. Social media is obviously going to be very important. Our players, we know that they're going to be on social media and talking about it and talking to other players about it. But we want to just continue to grow. We're in that crawling stage right now. And we know right now that we're going to take it one step at a time. We're not trying to build this thing real fast so it all of a sudden collapses. We're going to take our time and do this right. So right now we got a 3 to 5 year process that we're trying to establish, and we're going to do it the right way, and we're going to get the right players that are involved in the right sponsorships and things of that nature. So, we're going to make sure that this league is going to be around for a while.
That's great. Guys, this has been a fantastic end to an incredible season. It's just the beginning. Back to you.
All right, Jack, great stuff indeed, and thanks to Byron as well for his leadership of this Primetime Basketball League, and just kind of putting a bow on this game on the court before we talk about any of the other issues going on. LA got stops when they needed to, and they made a lot of shots. 56% from the field, 15 out of 31 from three-point range. That's 48%. And they made their free throws 78%. They were able to execute.
Yeah, they really were. And once again, it came down to space and pace, and they played with both of them great. And when you can shoot the basketball like that, you can drive and kick and get Miami in closeouts. It just makes it really, really difficult. And they were constantly putting pressure on them. And then when they put the defense together and got out in transition, that really turned the tide, and Miami couldn't respond to that.
most of these players could obviously play someplace this winter if they chose to. But Ricky Davis is a guy that might be able to play himself back into a big contract somewhere because he looked great.
Oh, he really played an efficient game, and he was a marked man, especially in the second half. The whole game plan was really about him and Arroyo, but he was efficient. He was good coming off picks. He was good attacking closeouts, shot the ball well. Just didn't have quite enough help to relieve some pressure off him, but they really needed him on the floor to make some plays because they just struggled. You know, the defense of LA was just really good in the second half.
All right, Rex, sounds like we have another interview going on over there. The fans are mobbing these players, and the guys are signing autographs. Jack, do you have somebody over there?
I have a group of people. I think I'm the luckiest person in this entire place right now because these men and women are some incredible dancers. They are the super starlets, right?
Yes, super starlets.
So what does a league like this mean to y'all? You came out here and gave such an amazing performance. I saw you pre-game performance. I saw you during the game's performance. And then at halftime was amazing with Sharice Mills. Tell me a little bit about that.
It's just really an experience. We're really grateful to be here. It's overwhelming, but it's been a challenge and such good energy from each and every one, especially the crowd. These girls are amazing. So it's a great experience. We love it.
So do you guys, how often do you practice? Because it seems like you were doing some pretty complicated stuff to me, and I'm not any expert on dancing.
We practice like 3 to 4 times a week, so quite a bit. But it was good. It all came together, and we killed it, so it was great. And it was all thanks to our awesome coach, Shayla.
Shayla, please come here really quick, Shayla, come. So you're the awesome coach. I got to give you a little bit of shine. So obviously you all are athletes, and you're watching a league that is bringing and giving a second chance to a lot of professional athletes. Tell us a little bit about that. Being a part of that is pretty special.
It's very special. This is so crazy and awesome for LA to have like an extra team now, and it brings opportunities for the dancers too, for all the athletes, so it's incredible. We're so excited to be here. We worked very hard for this game, and we're excited to bring fire for the season. And good luck to all the athletes out there, and this is going to be a amazing, amazing league. So
I agree, but before I go, all right, I need like 10 seconds. Give me like a bad, I can't say what I want to say. Give me a nice dance move, please. Yes, give me something. 10 seconds if you had to give it to us.
and 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks so much, guys. Back at you.
Okay, Jack. I'm surprised Jack wasn't getting his groove on with
he
that.
didn't participate at all.
No.
Disappointing.
Yeah. Do you think we need to or no?
No.
I agree. I'm with you. We want to thank Essential Water, one of the sponsors here, our natural shop, who has supported the league the entire season, the Hilton Irvine Orange County, right near the airport, for sponsoring this event as well. And each week, more sponsors come on. We see more fans. This is, I think, the most fans we've seen at a game here for primetime basketball. And the most NBA players, 18 former NBA players in this contest. We saw AC Green sitting courtside, Charles Oakley sitting courtside. It seems like the basketball community getting behind a lot of these summer leagues, particularly this one.
Yeah, no question. This thing is only going to grow. I think it gives these players a great platform to once again reconnect with their fans, get a chance to network with other NBA players and former NBA players, their coaches, because you just never know. There is going to be a transition at some point, and you want to make it as seamless as possible. So this is really creating great opportunities for our fans, which is number one, but also for these players to reconnect with fans and the people that they've been playing with. So it's just such a positive experience for all the people that are involved.
All right, well, Jack is over there on the court. He's being mobbed over there. There's a big crowd. What's up, Jack?
Man, I'm here with Antonio. He's a LA fan. Tell us a little bit about your experience, the fan experience tonight.
It was great. It was a great fan experience. Yeah, it was good basketball, and I like the antics of the kind of color commentary that, you know, is consistently a little yacky, but it was good. You know,
that's
solid.
That's great. So, you know, as a fan, obviously you came here with one expectation. Did we deliver? Did primetime basketball give you what you were expecting?
Yeah, I think so. It's pretty solid basketball. I think most of these guys are still certainly not in their prime, but prime enough for prime time.
So who was your favorite player tonight?
Probably Meta World, I think. Maybe Parker.
Yeah, both of them played pretty well.
They did. That was good. It's a good experience.
So do you plan on coming back?
Most definitely.
Well, that's what it's about. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks for coming. And as you can all tell, look at these fans. I mean, people are here. You know, Byron Scott's in the building. Charles Oakley's in the building. You know, all these incredible players like Meta World Peace, Amari Stoudemire. This league is here to stay. And, you know, fans like you make this happen is what it's all about. Thanks, guys.
Okay, Jack. Cavorting with the fans over there and making friends. Jack is a man of the people.
Yes, he is.
On the court, Miami tried to take it to the basket. They made their free throws, 25 out of 28. But at the end of the day, LA just too much shooting. And Miami did not have the touch from downtown. They were just 6 for 20.
Well, that's the roster makeup. The biggest thing that I think Miami could have done a little better was just get up into the shooters more on all closeouts, make them bounce it, and then you're going to have to rotate and hopefully force them to fight shot clock. But a little too much space, and then the basket just started to get bigger and bigger for LA, and it really took off when they got stops and got in transition. So the bottom line is I think the fans had a great time, which is the most important thing. They saw competitive games, saw some really good players that they can all identify with. They've seen these guys. They've grown up watching these guys. And to be able to sit out here on the court and hang out and talk, that's a really neat thing that Primetime Basketball does. I think that's a home run.
Absolutely. Rex, I think Jack has one more interview for us. What's up?
Definitely. This is the 4th game. You've been instrumental in this league and in supporting it. Well, you've been playing some amazing basketball. Came up short today, but, you know, I think the fans have really appreciated it. What does this mean?
Well, I think, you know, we showcased our capability, right, as Primetime Basketball League this year. That was our main objective. I think we achieved that objective. Now it's getting into the winter season, focusing on setting up 2019 the way we want to structure it. It's all about the players, putting on a great product out here. You know, traditional NBA-style 5-on-5 basketball. Will's a great example of, you know, what a great team player and bringing the players together. And it's all about the fans. So we got to bring the fans in with us and just experience this whole, you know, social environment that we created.
Are there any plans on expansion? Whether it's be out of the U.S., do you plan on maybe expanding the number of games next season?
Yeah, we're planning to expand the number of teams and number of games next season. And we're also looking to play overseas. I'm not sure if we're going to expand overseas, but we're looking to play overseas as invited by certain countries already. But, yeah, I think next year is going to be another new experience for Primetime Basketball.
That's great. Now, Will, as a player, being able to have the opportunity to play in a league like this, tell us a little bit about how that feels for you, and then just keeping in mind that you played in the very first game, and now you're playing in the very last game. So give me your perspective there.
Well, I just, first off, let me just say it's been amazing. You know, for a lot of us guys that have stopped playing and come back to playing again, it's a dream come true. You know I speak for all the players when I want to say to Barack, thank you for not only making this come true, but just for the opportunity for us to continue to grow and to continue to play the game of basketball, which we started. It's amazing, you know. So we just thank you. But yeah, this has just been a nice run, and we're looking forward to the future of it.
Definitely, and to that point, you know, I was coming in as I was doing some research before the game, and it seemed like you got an overwhelming amount of players that are now reaching out to the Primetime Basketball League to come in and play. That has to feel good.
It does. You know, I think, you know, the players know it's like getting right back on the bike. They're well trained. They've been working all their lives and building their skills and up to this point. They're excited about playing, and we're excited about it having them. And that's what the network is all about. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Great on so many levels. Fans, I hope you realize how special this league is, and this is a really, really proud moment, I know, for so many folks that have been involved for a long time. Just great basketball, great people all around, family environment around here, and, you know, Primetime Basketball is here to stay. So hope you all enjoyed and back to you, fellas.
Okay, Jack, great job today. And to Candy as well, who's back to Australia tonight and joined us for the last couple weeks here in the States for Primetime. That was Bharat Parikh, the principal owner of the league, and Will Frisbee, who played in 3 of these games and really summed it up very well, I thought. The players are appreciative, and they went out and they gave 100%. They really played hard, and it was a high-scoring game. It was an exciting game today. A good level of athleticism, 113 to 103 the final. So LA sweeps Miami this year. New York sweeps Chicago in a 4-point game and a 3-point game. So we saw some good ball.
We saw some really good basketball, guys that really understand how to play. And I think the biggest thing, whether you're Meta World Peace, Amari Stoudemire, or guys that maybe the common fan doesn't know as well, it provides a platform again to reconnect. We talked about this before. Reconnect as a basketball player, but also in that transition. It's a great service. The financial planning, the social you guys have the night before, just a chance to network and create opportunities for NBA players. That's really cool. That's something that's needed. We all know that the NBA player's salary, it takes a dramatic hit when you stop playing. Well, the Primetime Basketball League now provides a service to reconnect our players and give them opportunities to continue to grow, learn, and provide for their families.
We'll see if this rivalry continues between Mitch Richmond and Tim Hardaway, the 2 former stars of the Warriors who just embraced and seemed like they really had fun with this one.
They really did. There was some trash talking going on. We could hear it every once in a while, but you know, you're talking about 2 guys that they only spent really 3 years together in Golden State. It was a great run, but you could see the bond that they have, the friendship, the brotherhood, and yes, a little bit of trash talk. There's nothing like beating your brother, and they were trying to beat each other, but really fun to see them both. I'm a big Tim Hardaway fan, spent a lot of time with him, so it was great to see him coaching, and he did a great job, and Mitch did a great job as well, so that was fun for me to watch.
All right, we're going to put a wrap on it here from LA. It's been a lot of fun here at the Bren Event Center on the UCI campus. For Rex Walters, for Jack Brewer, for Candy Hertz, for our entire crew, Michael Artis and everybody that helped put this thing together, Byron Scott, the CEO of the league, and John Askew, and everybody at Primetime Basketball. We thank you for watching this year, our little 4-game showcase, and hopefully there are going to be more games coming to you soon. Jack has some final thoughts before we go off the air. What's up, Jack?
Yes, I couldn't leave. I had to stop the man himself, Mr. John Askew, as you mentioned, the COO of the league, who, you know, for me, I've been able to watch him put this whole thing together. John, you know, you told me something earlier today about the overwhelming response from players that you've been getting.
Yeah, Jack, it has been overwhelming. I think a lot of guys that have been used to playing this type of game that kind of stepped away from it a little bit. You know, it's just like body rhythm, Jack, and repetition. You kind of get used to something, and muscle memory and all of this and that. So guys, you know, they've gotten that taste back, Jack, you know, and looking at a guy like Shane Gastons, who actually is a day one person, Jack. He was actually one of the top 3 people I spoke with about this, and he told me how bad he wanted to get the opportunity to play back in the States, you know, first. He's been all over the world, you know, basically for the last 10 to 12 years. And, you know, this opportunity that has been given, you know, for him to play back, I know means a lot, Jack, and it means a lot to me. It's like right now I'm kind of on a come down. It's over with, man, for the year for me, Jack. I don't know what to do with myself right now.
So tell me from a player's perspective. I mean, I saw you were playing some amazing basketball, and clearly I think for a lot of fans, that is one thing that's a surprise, is that the competitiveness is there and the ability is there.
I think the competitiveness doesn't leave players. You know, we've been pros for a long time. That grit is inside of us. I think just to add to what John says, just comes down to repetition and muscle memory, you know what I mean? Getting back out here, running up and down with guys, getting in the flow. Things like that, it just brings the basketball excitement back to the fans as well as us players, so we can be competitive out there and present our best display. So I think that's been a good thing for all of us.
So what's the mood of the other players? Are guys excited about it? If you had, you know, a wish, what would that be in regards to primetime basketball?
I mean, there's no wish. I absolutely see the vision. I mean, a lot of guys been speaking about it as well. The potential for this league is high. You know what I mean? The vision for where they're going with it is high. John, as well as others, did a great job so far with the league. So I'm applaud for it as well as other guys.
It's great. John, this is the last interview, man. After this, we're wrapping. So I got to give you the final word. This has been a vision of yours. What do you have to say to all the fans out there watching? What do you have to say, message to the players, and just everyone in general about primetime basketball?
Well, the first thing I can say is thank you to everyone. It's a team effort to put something like this together, starting with the players. Then it starts with the staff. Then it goes over to the fans itself to support this. And I want to thank all of them for showing us love and support in these four games that we've done. And we just want to continue moving forward and get better, Jack. And you being a part of these games, man, it's been a pleasure and a blessing to me, man. I can't thank you enough. By the way, world, this is one of my best friends, on the planet. So, Jack, I just want to say thank you to everybody, staff, players, coaches, fans, all of the above, and can't wait for next season in the summer of 2019 to start from a league perspective, and I can't wait till the November-October period this year to start our international play.
That's great. Well, I'm Jack Brewer. On behalf of BeTerrific and Primetime Basketball, thanks to everybody for watching.
Okay, Dave Popkin being joined by one of the stars of the Primetime Basketball League, Carlos Arroyo, longtime NBA veteran, 6 different teams. And let's talk a little bit about your first game in this league. You step in, and first game you have a triple-double, 15 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. How did you feel?
I felt great. Just to be back on the court with these guys that you haven't seen in a long time and continue to play the game that I love, it felt amazing.
What are your thoughts on your team specifically, basketball-wise? Like, how does this team work? How's the ball going to flow? What's the game plan?
Well, we have to play, smart basketball to be able to, have a chance of winning. We're playing a good competition team, a team that has a lot of veteran guys that understand how to play the game. So at the same time, have fun, but play together, share the ball, and hopefully we come victorious.
You play basketball for a long time professionally, internationally, here in the States at FIU, and then, as I mentioned, in the NBA. So you'd have a good perspective on the players in this league and what this Primetime Basketball League means to all of them.
Well, it means a lot, aside from all of us, getting back on the court together. And a lot of these guys never played in the NBA, together, and they were not teammates, but, to get to share the court and have a good time and come back out again and play basketball, it's just always fun to do. And we all can relate to each other, played in the NBA, a lot of guys played in Europe too, so we share stories, and come out here, have a good time, play basketball, and just have a good time.
Now, you are a part owner of a team in Puerto Rico. You kind of see what Derek Jeter's up against now, right? Having to manage all the different aspects of a team in addition to playing.
Level, but I can understand what he's going through.
Right. So, what is your perspective now as an owner, as you look at it?
Man, a lot of work, a lot of stressful nights, a lot of sleepless nights. But it's something that I really wanted to be a part of, to bring back to my hometown in Fajardo, in Puerto Rico, and I enjoyed it, but it was extremely stressful. But to be in front of my family and friends and to play my last 2 years of my career there, it was something that I always dreamed about, and I was happy to do it.
Part of your family that grew up there is Benicio del Toro, the great actor, one of your cousins.
Yes.
Now, how well do you know him, and what's your favorite Benicio movie?
What's my favorite Benicio movie? Maybe his latest one. But, we hardly see Benicio a lot. He's so busy. He lives, I think, in LA. But we always have a family reunion in Puerto Rico, and we try to catch up everybody, But we're extremely proud of everything he's done. And the last time I saw him, it was on my 32nd birthday, many years ago. But extremely proud of everything he's done for himself and for the family.
All right, great stuff. We'll see you out of the gym. Thank you.
Thank you.
We are with Corey Homicide Williams, but I can't be sure what team you're playing today. You like to flit around a bit. Which team are you going to be playing today?
I'm playing with LA.
All right, how does that feel given you played with Miami last one?
I mean, well, to be honest with you, you know, I'm just happy to be here and supporting this league. It's all happening. First of all, it's 5-on-5. You know, there's a lot of great 3-on-3 leagues, and we're not knocking them, but this 5-on-5 league that's happening, it's awesome, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
What about this league do you think is so awesome? Is it the fact that it's giving guys another go? Is it because it's got such great fan experience? Which bit for you do you think is the best?
I think for me that, you know, the NBA has gone younger. You know, they're grabbing guys 18, 19, 20. There's guys that can still play at a high level that are a little bit older, but the NBA is pushing them out of the league. This league gives them an opportunity to continue on U.S. soil to play the game that they can play at a high level. And I appreciate and respect that because I have an opportunity to play in the league.
I thought we were going in this direction. What have you done to get yourself in shape for this game?
Well, you know, this last 2 weeks, what I have been doing is being in the gym with a trainer, getting busy. So I'm looking forward to performing at a high level tomorrow.
How do you think it's going with everyone a little bit older and a little bit out of shape? How is everyone going so far, do you think? You've seen the last few games, you played in the first game. How do you reckon they're going?
I think what I believe is that everybody knows that this is a competitive league and it started late. So people didn't know that it was going to start. But now after the first go around, they were like pretty much like, look, this is real. It's going to be around. We're going to play again. So let me ensure that I get in shape as best as I can for Game 2. And Game 2 tomorrow will be a good one.
Now, given you played with Miami in Game 1 and now you're playing with LA in Game 4, do you know some of their gameplay?
Well, to be honest with you, a lot of these guys, they're going to actually be better. They're going to be better because the first game, a lot of them weren't in tip-top shape. So they know that the next time around, they want to perform better. These guys are current pros, ex-pros, so they want to put their best foot forward for next season. So they're playing for contracts. So whenever people are playing for contracts, you know, they want to make sure that they put their best foot forward. So I expect everybody playing their best tomorrow.
Who do you think is going to be the biggest threat with Miami?
Oh my God. Wow, you put me on the spot. I think Carlos is going to come out real big. You know, I think Will is going to come out big, you know, but we got to go against Ron Artest, a.k.a. Meta World Peace. You know, they're going to have a great team, you know. So I think, to be honest with you, it's just going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to a great game, people being competitive, and may the best team win.
Now, it is a great game on the court, but the two of us have the pleasure of working together in the broadcast space in Australia. How do you think this compares with other leagues in terms of giving people the chance to really connect with the players and get a whole lot more with BeTerrific as well? How do you think it compares?
I think this is different because these are guys that all played in the NBA. A lot of these guys never even played abroad. You know, the NBL league, which is on its rise, and it's moving at a rapid pace, and good on them. You know, we'll be there, obviously, working there, but this league is on U.S. soil, and these are all former NBA players doing their thing here. So I can't compare apples to oranges, but what I can say is this league is going to do great, as well as the NBL.
And confirming, for anyone who's at the game, are you happy with a selfie on the court at the end of the game?
I'm definitely happy with the selfie on the court, for sure.
Fantastic. Before I let you go, what do you think is the future of this league?
I think this league is going to be here for a long time. You know, there's a lot of people really, really eager to get involved. There's a lot of investors all around the world ready to jump into this league. Look, I'm just happy to play in this league, and I know when I'm done playing this league, I'm going to be in the same position you're going to be in this league. So I'm all for it.
Well, fantastic. I wish you luck. I hope that the last 2 weeks in the gym actually pay off tomorrow, and good luck playing on the other side. Corey Homicide Williams, we'll see him on the court.
Being joined by longtime NBA veteran. He's also on the Los Angeles team here in Primetime Basketball. It's Smush Parker, 6 different NBA teams, and 2 of them here in LA, Lakers and the Clippers. You like it out here?
Oh yeah, it's definitely a grand time being back out here in LA. As you said, I played for both teams, the Clippers and the Lakers, and you know, I believe I have a pretty good fan base here, and it's going to be exciting basketball tomorrow.
Smush, the one thing that I've always wondered about is Brooklyn basketball.
Okay.
What is it about Brooklyn and Brooklyn guards? What makes you guys special?
I'm not going to just single out to Brooklyn, although I am from Brooklyn. I rep Brooklyn all day, but it's just New York City guards. New York City players itself, because we play out in the streets, we have to kind of create an offense that no city has to create. Everybody has to be able to be creative and create the dribble and find a way to score. We grew up playing 21 in Utah. I don't know if you guys know the game. Utah, but it's one against everybody. There could be 20 guys in the court, and it's just you, and you have to get to 21. So we find creative ways to score, and that's what separates Brooklyn players from anybody else.
And then you stay in the city, you play at Fordham. What was that experience like?
I was at home. It was a great experience. I was up there in the Bronx, Fordham Road, Rose Hill, Coach Bob Hill, and it was just fun playing home. I had a pretty good fan base, and again, it was exciting basketball.
Now, after the NBA, you've played all over: China, Russia, Iran, Dominican Republic, you name it. So, what was a highlight for you playing overseas? Is there a particular country you like the most?
I love Greece. No question, hands down. If I could, I would retire in Greece. I got a chance to win a Greek Cup in Greece, and also I won 2 championships back-to-back in China. So if I had my pick, it would definitely be Greece.
You're coming off a strong game the last time out against Miami in this Primetime Basketball League. You're still in good shape. Do you want to keep playing next year?
Oh yeah, I definitely want. I want to keep playing until I'm about 45. I feel great. I'm 37 now. First game was just a warm up to this, to what's in store for tomorrow and what's to come in this week.
Smush, thanks for the time. Good luck.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, and Smush Parker. Dave Popkin being joined by longtime NBA veteran with the Bulls and the Knicks, Mike Sweetney, former Georgetown star. And here we are in LA, and you're playing in the Primetime Basketball League. What are your thoughts coming into this game?
I'm excited. It's exciting to get back on the floor and play basketball, competitive basketball again, in front of a crowd, under a whistle. It's a great feeling, just, for the guys that, still got a little bit left in the tank to get out there and play some good basketball.
Seems like there's a pretty high level of talent assembled here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like I said, this will be some good competition out there, so you got to be ready to play, and it should be exciting.
Now, you've had a unique way to get in shape for this. You're a coach, and you've been running with some younger guys.
Oh, yeah, it's been rough. Just trying to keep up with the 16-year-olds, 15-years-olds. They running miles in 6 minutes. I'm like, whoa, I'm double that. So, but it's been awesome just to try to keep up with the guys and have some fun and, just get out here and play.
Played on a couple good teams in the NBA. Do you have a particular season or a particular game that stands out to you that you said, yeah, that was a good one?
I think I always tell people my most memorable moment was like hitting a game winning against the Indiana Pacers when I was the Knicks. It was a tip-in. For me, it wasn't like a playoff moment. It was just a game winner, like my first and only one ever in my life. So it was that was exciting for me.
For the Georgetown fans that are out there, I know you got a chance to see the team recently this summer. How do they look?
They look pretty good. I'm be some surprises. I saw like the preseason rankings for the Big East, and they had them a little low. I'm like, they'll be surprised. McClung was good. They transferred from California, and so it'll be surprising. So I know I promise you they will be, the top 4 in the Big East this year. That's my promise.
Wow, that's a pretty bold prediction from Mike Sweetney. Now, the last one I'm going to give you is regarding the coach there, Patrick Ewing, who obviously played forever in the NBA, assistant coach for a long time. Now he gets his chance as a head coach. How is he doing, and what kind of a coach is he?
Well-deserved, first and foremost. Well-deserved. Great person, great man. Knows the game so much. He's teaching those kids, showing them how to, be a professional on and off the court. So he's been doing an amazing job. I saw the difference he's made in Jesse Govan. So this great man, great. I'm glad he got the chance to prove what he can do. The sky's the limit.
All right, Mike, good stuff. Thanks for the time.
All right, thank you.
Okay, that's Mike Sweetney.
It was actually a lovely moment that I happened to be there for when this gorgeous young boy came up and just wanted you to pick him up and throw him around, and you did. How good does that feel to connect with the fans?
Oh, it feels great. Being able to actually, tangibly touch these kids and show them we're real people. We want them to not only experience the game, but know that, we're there for them, and without them coming to these games, there is no us.
It's really amazing because I think you guys have been role models for such a big part of your career, and then you get a chance to be a role model again, but maybe a little bit older this time. Is there different advice that you would give your young fans?
Don't stop, chase your dreams, live your life, just whatever it is that you want to do and what you want to be, chase it with all that you got.
Dave Popkin being joined by LA head coach Lamont Murray, the former Clippers star, played for 4 NBA teams, and now he'll be on the sidelines coaching. What are your thoughts entering this big one against Miami?
Well, you know, just watching some game film tonight to really see, you know, what happened in Miami and what went wrong or what went right. And, you know, just getting the guys all on the same page before the game and understanding our rotation, especially defensively, as well as offensively, what we need to get the ball, who we need to get the ball to, and who we need to attack. And everybody kind of understanding their roles. That's always key, you know, when you assemble a group of guys that have played a long time, but just still understanding what they're supposed to be doing on the floor is always key.
I know Primetime Basketball tries to get NBA veterans, and they've done it successfully with your team. Every player has NBA experience. That's a lot of good options for you.
That's right. You know, everybody has a lot of NBA experience, some with championship experience. So, you know, I'm still going to call upon those guys as well, you know, with some of their feedback on what they're seeing out there on the floor. You know, I'm one of those coaches that's not always about my way is the highway. But, you know, just understanding, you know, we're going to work together as a team and then understand our rotations, like I said, and then having a good rotation in terms of the players that are coming in and everybody understanding, you know, where they fit in and how much time they're really going to be able to maximize what they're able to do on the floor.
Young head coach and some veteran players. I think you've actually played with some of your players, right?
Yeah, you know, I played with Earl in Cleveland, you know, so I'm familiar with him. Everybody else I've played against, or I'm familiar with them. You know, some of them were a little bit younger than when I was out there playing. So, you know, I understand, you know, what they do well, what they've always done well, and then, you know, usually what you've done well as a younger player in this league, in the NBA, you know, you're going to continue to do that. So, you know, it's just about me understanding my personnel, and then just like I said, maximizing their opportunities on the floor.
You were a big scorer back in the day as a player, some of your best years here in the LA area with the Clippers. What are some of your best remembrances of those days with the Clips?
You know, people always look back at when we played with the Clippers, and people always say, oh, you guys never, no, we did make the playoffs. Bill Fitch was our coach, very experienced coach, won championships with Boston and Houston.
Oh, it's
so,
like
you know, we're always able to call
does that really
upon,
matter?
you know, the coaches I've had in the past. And
It's not going to be like super audible, but
for us when I was with the Clippers, and you know, use that to my advantage, you know, moving forward in the coaching.
Let me once we're done with this.
So now here in the Primetime Basketball League, and Lamont Murray is my guest, and this is really a league of opportunity, not only for coaches like yourself, but for these players that want to keep it going.
Yeah, you know, it's always going to be opportunity for guys. You know, it's great to be able to see, you know, the game of basketball extend past the NBA. You know, it's always something I've always thought should happen when we were younger enough to play in it. You know, for these guys to be able to maximize their opportunities, you know, after the NBA and be able to still performing at a high level. You know, so it's going to be great for all the fans to be able to come out and still see some of their favorite players that they grew up watching come out here and still compete at a high level.
All right, Lamont, good stuff. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, that's Lamont Murray, the head coach of the Superstars.